Sprinkles if you got them. Jack's Donuts. Find a location near you. Now.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. This land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John.
Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Online, over the phone, or in person. And stop knocking on wood.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Craving comfort fresh food made from scratch? Craving comfort fresh food made from scratch daily? Check out Aspen Creek Grill. Located across from Hamilton Town Center and beside the Holiday Inn, we offer family farm-raised premium Black Agnes steaks hand-cut daily, creamy pastas, salmon chicken, and fall-off-the-bone ribs. Start with our famous powwow shrimp appetizer, and don't miss our refreshing drinks. Family-friendly or a great night out with friends.
We've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana.
Jack's Donuts. Find a location near you. Now.
Hey, conductor! How about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
We're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid's solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
My kid heard that solo!
You saying I did?
These guys are fired up. Our crew is fired up. Game 1's coming your way next.
It is day 3 of the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference baseball tournament. Today is also potentially championship day as well, but we have an elimination game. The winner will advance to that title game. The loser will call it quits for this coming season. Anderson at 25-18, Transylvania at 24-18 in our first game of the day. Today's tournament brought to you by the Morales Group. Building better futures, one story at a time. Burtner Electric, serving greater Indianapolis and the surrounding counties. Clean Slate, inspired innovation that moves business forward. Also by Piper Logistics, from warehousing to transportation, we do it all. And by Boilermakers Local 374. When you need a safe, dependable workforce, you can count on Boilermakers Union Local 374. Troy Dargowski, Sean Kroll, day 3. We've been here the entire tournament. We're down now to perhaps the final 2 games. And this first game should be a good one. We saw both these teams battling to get here, and now they're hoping to take one more step.
The thing I love about it, and I was talking with other people earlier, in this first game you have got the leading team hitters in the conference in Anderson.
Yeah.
You've got the league leader in team pitching in Transylvania. They're playing today, and they get a shot to play the best overall team in the conference in Franklin. So it's kind of how it should be. You've got these two squads here, opposites, what's going to overcome, and to try and one-up what happened yesterday is going to take a lot, because that was quite a neat afternoon and evening we had yesterday.
Yeah, it certainly was. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about yesterday. We saw, I thought, really 4 very good games, and at times you thought maybe one team, are they going to come alive? They don't. One team gets a motivational talking about the 5th inning. They come alive. And then we got good pitching yesterday. C.J. Williams, I mean, I tell you what, just the performance he had last night was unbelievable.
You have to start right there with C.J. Williams. I mean, you're talking about a guy who hadn't had a start all year long and hadn't pitched very many innings overall in general, throws a complete game in an elimination game to get them here. I mean, just if that doesn't get him all tournament team, I'm not sure what will.
Yeah, you'll go on strike probably, right? Yeah. By the way, first game of the day yesterday, it was 5th-seeded Anderson knocking off the 3rd-seeded Bluffton Beavers. That final 8-6, so they advanced. Second game of the day, Rolls-Holman, they knocked off Manchester. That was the second game of the day, and the one thing we want to mention about that game, again, we talked about Rolls-Holman at the time, and they were just not playing very inspired baseball at that point. We watched the team get together with their head coach, and the next thing you know, they exploded.
Yeah, it was right after their 4th inning, and, Manchester's up 4-0, and Rocco Haynes is kind of rolling right along, and they had that meeting in the dugout. They then proceed to get, 4 runs with no outs, ended up getting 6 in that inning, 10 overall, really kind of shot them into the atmosphere. And I don't know what he said, but he better bottle that and sell it.
I agree, and he can make a heck of a lot of money doing it, selling it to other coaches. Third game of the day, the number 1 seed, Franklin. They knocked off this Transy team, who we'll see here in a couple of moments. 7-3 the final there. Your thoughts on the Franklin win?
Again, it took a while for the Franklin bats to get rolling. I saw Coach Marshall in the hotel this morning, and we were talking about that. He goes, sometimes when you get in this kind of tournament, it just takes a while for it to get warmed up. All these games kind of had like one pivotal moment, and here it was, a twofold. It was a double play. They called interference on the runner at second base, which disallowed a run for Transy. And then there was the play at the plate and all that kind of stuff that took place. I believe that was that game. And things just kind of snowballed after that, and Franklin took off.
All right, final game last night. It was Anderson and Rolls-Holman. The Ravens got here today with that 6-3 win, so that was big for them last night. One thing you said last night was, think about Anderson now in less than 24 hours, like Transy, you got to come back and play again this morning, or at least this afternoon. So it's a really short turnaround time. What does that do to the body, the mind, and everything to get ready for this?
I think they're still going to be running off adrenaline last night. We talk about how great they are offensively. Last night it was pitching and defense. You look at what C.J. Williams did on the mound, but the defense that Anderson threw out there, the plays they made without an error. You get Connor Gordon at third and Charlie Jones at second, and some of the plays they're making, even Kennard, the catch against the wall, they really did everything they needed to do. And I truly believe they woke up this morning still feeling like that high from that win last night. The big base knock by Smitherman. They don't want to go home, neither does Transy. Again, kitchen sink game right here. It's all gonna be on the field.
Who might have the advantage though in this one? If you're thinking maybe Transy playing one less game in this tournament, do they have maybe more of an advantage because they have pitching that could be a little bit more fresh?
I think that could be a case. If we're being honest, it does come to a point where health and being tired is a huge issue. But if you look at, I was trying to find, I got so much stats around here. I was trying to find the season series between both these teams to see kind of, here we go, as we've got, they split at Anderson in May. Anderson won 13-10, but lost 13-3. So Transylvania scored some runs there, which is not kind of like them. So I think there's also something to be said for Transy not playing as many games, getting kind of complacent.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The momentum is with Anderson because they've been playing. So I think you could say that for either side, to be completely honest.
Well, I know there's going to be the announcement of the all-tournament team later on, but I'll tell you what, I don't know anybody that's played better than Justin Reed of Anderson. He is hitting at .923 and a slugging percentage coming into this one today. Three RBI, but a couple of big home runs as well, and he's just played good defense. We're going to take a timeout. We will come back, talk about both these teams. The first pitch right around the corner, right here on HCAC TV. Back here in Kokomo on this championship Saturday, and if everything goes according to plan, 2 games today. If you win the championship for Franklin, they win it, they go to the NCAA tournament. If not, they're forced into a game coming up tomorrow. But I tell you what, I was listening to some of the folks here in the press box earlier, the advantage of coming into this final day undefeated. You're getting a lot more rest, and these teams have to use more pitching. You have to really understand the way the format's set up. That really is for the undefeated team today.
It really is. Franklin had a complete advantage, especially with the pitching rest that they've got. And you look at Anderson right now, who they've got on the mound, Carter Knoble. He's already pitched once in this tournament. 3 innings pitched. He's 4-3, 7.56 ERA. He started 12 times. 58.1 innings pitched, 17 walks, 39 strikeouts, 333 opponents' batting average. We got 2 lefties going today.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really interesting.
And have not the lefties been really effective in this tournament?
They have. On the other side for Transy, Jacob Moberly, 5-3, 3.76 ERA. He has not started a game this year, which brings.
Have we heard that before?
Yeah, we have heard that before. But he's still thrown 52 and 2/3 innings pitched, 16 walks, 39 strikeouts, 239 on opponent's batting average. So it's going to be a fun one.
It will be. Well, I'll tell you what, Knoble, the left-hander, getting his final warm-up tosses here. Game 1 of our 2, the championship game, coming up later today at 4:30. It's been a fun tournament. I thought yesterday was just, the first day you kind of feel things out, but I thought yesterday just some great baseball. Defensively, too, is something we got to mention. We saw some great plays.
Oh, man, I'm telling you what. I mean, if you're ever close, even today, or if you ever get a chance to come up here and watch it, yesterday was an outstanding day of baseball. I mean, $10 to get in, and the baseball was tremendous. Yeah. The plays we saw just individually and collectively, and the performances were just outstanding, and we're lucky to have been able to broadcast it.
No doubt about it. Well, I'll tell you what, this young man right here, Trent Youngblood, who will lead things off for Transylvania, certainly putting his name in the book for a possible run at the all-tournament team. He's had a very good tournament from a standpoint, not hitting-wise, but he's done a good job of doing some other things. So I think people look at the batting average and go, maybe not, but he's probably on the outside, but he could help himself here today.
Hey, this is the big day. You've got some guys that are on that cusp, and that Saturday, today is going to go a long day into determining that, because you come up big today, your name will be there.
We are underway as Youngblood takes that first pitch for a strike. The next pitch on the way is outside. That'll even the count at 1-1. Casas behind the plate. Smitherman down at first. Jones at second. Reed at short. Gordon at third. We'll check the outfield in a moment. Hit well. Base hit. Well, not a bad way to start. And so Transy has a man on in the outfield. Renard in left, Reedy in center, and Dorton in right field. So as we say, it is Youngblood who kind of gets this engine going a little bit. 16 stolen bases. We know that Schubert is another guy who can do so, but the top of the order is really big key for Transy.
The table setters. So if they're going well, those guys that come up, the Schuberts, the Foreigners, the Mitchums, they can drive them in.
Bunt attempt, and that caught a piece of Casas Jr. behind the plate, and what a way to start your Saturday, huh? Taking one of those.
Yeah.
I think that might have got him south of the border, though. That's the.
I wonder if it got him in the thigh.
Okay, yeah, I think you're right. South of the border, but a little bit west.
Yeah.
That certainly helps a lot.
That will. Oh, that's definitely going to be a good bruise.
You know, I caught a few times. I'd mentioned to you, and I took one off the mask one time, and it feels like you just get knocked out.
Oh, it rings your bell like nothing else.
Yeah. No balls and a strike. Youngblood with a lead down at first base. The pitch on the way. Shows bunt, pulls back in time.
Both these squads, and you're thinking, it's the first inning. Why are they bunting? You want to scratch out runs any way you can.
Yeah, we have seen at times in this tournament getting runs has been rather difficult. Bunts this one foul, and I think that Schubert, and deservedly so, a little disappointed, unable to lay that one down.
I mean, Schubert's hitting 500, 3 for 6 in the series. You know, no RBIs. He's been hit by pitches twice.
Overall, 326, no home runs, 22 runs driven in. Tries to bunt again, and I'll tell you what, Casas is saying, this is not my day.
Oh, that is rough.
Schubert is out, first out of the ball game, and Casas is like, you know what, I probably should have stayed in bed today.
And he's waving off the coach. He's like, yeah, I'm hurt, but I'm going to be fine. So that first attempt, you know, your number 2 hitters has got to be able to put a bunt down.
Foreigner 176 on the year, 2 home runs, 10 runs driven in. Looks like Casas Jr. is okay. If he gets hit the third time, you need to go sit down. Youngblood a short lead down at first, and the pitch in there for a strike.
Foreigner hitless in the series so far.
Yeah, that's why you've seen his average drop as much as it has, but they keep him at the number 3 spot. Rips this one foul and out of play.
Well, once again, we're looking at someone who hasn't played the entire season. It's only his 21st game of the season. Well, they've played upwards of 40 games, so it's so tough.
Swing and a miss, and Foreigner down on strikes. 2 quick outs after that leadoff single, and here's Henry Mitchum.
Mitchum,
nice pitch.
Yeah, great pitch. Mitchum 2 for 9 in the tournament, 2 RBIs.
He, by the way, leads the team in runs driven in with 35. Canoble's pitch ripped into the gap, and coming over to get it is Dorton. He'll cut it off there. Runner advancing to third is Youngblood. He makes the turn and then quickly gets back.
Mitchum went hunting early, found a pitch he liked, ripped it into right field, and now you got runners at the corners with 2 outs.
You know how many times we talked about in this tournament, Sean, that first pitch hitting, because it might be the best pitch you're going to see in the series?
We've talked about that, and the other thing we've talked about, 2-out runs.
Yeah.
Here's another opportunity for a 2-out run and how big they've been in this tournament.
Well, how about Austin Taylor? Do you have him on your old tournament team right now?
Probably.
Yeah.
Only 5 for 6, you know.
That 833 is like that video game number we talk about. So
yeah.
That's crazy. So Taylor, chance to drive in the game's first run, and the pitch in there for a strike. Runner takes off. Kind of a little delay there by Mitchum, about 3/4 of the way, but we have seen Transy do that before, where they try to force you to throw and get that runner in from third.
Now you've got 2 runners in scoring position, so a knock will probably get you a couple RBIs.
Knoble with a pitch, and the fastball a little bit high. That'll even the count at 1-1.
Both pitches in the outside part of the plate. First one caught the corner, second one didn't. Again, Nick Staub behind home plate tonight. His zone's going to be important.
The 1-1 pitch popped up foul.
I forgot. Should we open the window, see if we can get us a foul ball?
Well, you could have had one yesterday, and
I could have,
it shut, and then by the time you open it, nothing else came this way. So,
other umpires: Jeremy Hosier at first, Aaron Rocklau at second, Bob Rocklau at third.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Taylor, Knoble, high fly ball into right field. Dorton is there. He'll make the catch. 2 men left on for the Pioneers. After half inning of play, Transylvania nothing. Anderson coming to bat.
Bertner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment, whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Heading now to the bottom half of inning number 1. Now, you mentioned Jacob Moberly earlier, the left-hander, just a sophomore now going for Transylvania. And we, especially me, had some concerns about C.J. Williams last night. Some of the other pitchers, you haven't started all year, and they've made me look really bad because they come out and pitch very well. Should we expect the same thing? Because even though he's only, you look at the 8 starts this year, 52 innings. He's a left-hander. He's a sophomore. He's young. He's done a lot of good things, 239 average. But he's going to be facing an Anderson team that really hits the baseball well when they get going.
Yeah, that's the key, too. And you look at some of the a lot of the big bats in this lineup, top of the order, right-handed hitters. Gordon's righty, Jones a switch, Smitherman, Reed. So that could be an advantage. Costas is a left-hander, but I think for him it's important to get off to a good start early like C.J. Williams did last night, because you can build that confidence as you go. And as we've seen, a lot of these pitchers get stronger the longer the game goes.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, he's ready to go. Connor Gordon, 352, 3 home runs, 35 runs driven in, and the pitch is outside, ball 1.
3 for 10 in this series, 1 homer, 1 RBI.
The 1-0 pitch lined up the middle. The second baseman backhanding it. Mitchum to throw to first, and there's 1 away.
It's a nice play right there. Mitchum said, I saw you pick it last night. I'm going to pick one today on you. The Anderson defense last night was just outstanding.
It was it Taylor's catch just absolutely nuts, wasn't it?
Gordon at third.
Okay.
And then, Jones had a great sliding pick and throw out at first base as well.
Jones at the plate, hitting at 333, ground ball. Mitchum getting a workout early, 2 quick outs.
I'm not sensing Moberly's got a lot of heat on his fastball, but both guys have gone to the right side of the field so far.
Tyler Smitherman, 331, 10 home runs, 44 runs driven in that Game 2 earlier this year against Transy. 3 of 6, 4 RBIs, a double and a home run. So
had a giant base knock last night. Infield was in with runners at second and third. Chopped one that went over the first baseman's head. Both runs scored, which gave Anderson their first lead of the night.
The 0-1 pitch in there for strike 2, and that's the way to do it. Get out in front in the count.
And Moberly's looked good so far.
The 0-2 pitch on the way, went to the outside. Dreer tried to frame that one.
See how far out the umpire let you go. Okay, let's move back in a little bit. He was looking for the Eric Gregg strike zone there.
Good boy, no kidding. They're going to say that is a foul ball. By the way,
Nice.
Dreer behind the plate, Manning at first, Mitchum at second, Becker at short, Taylor at third, Forner, Youngblood, and Schubert in the outfield.
Like you said, Anderson playing in their 4th game. Transy playing in their 3rd game. Also, MSJ is taking on Franklin in women's softball in a semifinal as well, the 2 and 3 seeds.
Got him swinging. Good start for Moberly. Nice pitch on the outside, gets the strikeout after 1. No score.
Craving comfort fresh food made from scratch daily? Check out Aspen Creek Grill. Located across from Hamilton Town Center and beside the Holiday Inn, we offer family farm-raised premium black Agnes steaks hand-cut daily, creamy pastas, salmon chicken, and fall-off-the-bone ribs. Start with our famous powwow shrimp appetizer, and don't miss our refreshing drinks. Family-friendly or a great night out with friends. Aspen Creek Grill. Aspen Creek Grill, Noblesville. Call 317-559-3300.
Stadium.
Great facility.
Tell you what, it would be worth the trip no matter where you're at to come here.
They've done a great job in this general area to revamping it, and this is a fantastic venue all around. Parking, just the stadium itself, the walkway around it. You got a playground out there. It's just it's a beautiful, beautiful park.
By the way, very close to Kokomo's High School, where they play at the Memorial Stadium, basically over here, just not even a block away, really. So here we go to inning number 2. Transylvania trying to advance as the number 2 seed. It'll be Dreer, Manning, and Bowers.
Dreer 1 for 6.
First pitch swinging, hit that one up the middle, and it gets through for a base hit.
Surprisingly, Dreer, even with that knock, he's grounded into 2 double plays in this tournament.
Well, he's probably feeling pretty fortunate nobody was on base right there.
Yeah, he's tied with Tyler Smitherman for the lead and grounded into double plays.
Here is Houston Manning at 284 on the year, a home run, 12 runs driven in. 2 straight innings now for Transy, getting runners on base, and the pitch in there for a strike.
They need the bottom of the order to do some damage. Manning 0 for 8 in this tournament. Becker 0 for 6.
Knobley checks the runner, a bunt attempt, and it's bunted foul, and that's going to put you in an 0-2 hole. We have seen at times players able to lay them down, but we've seen some guys that just pop it in the air and
struggle. Yeah.
The stretch by Knobley, short lead at first by Dreer. And the pitch on the way, grounded, could be 2. Reed, Jones, the relay to first is off the mark. In fact, Smitherman thought maybe, I think his thought process there is that ball brought me off the bag and I'm going to have to catch and swing and tag, but unfortunately couldn't hold on.
I don't know if we're going to give Smitherman an error on that or not. We'll see what the ruling is for Smitherman.
Here is Caleb Bowers. Bowers hitting 242, 3 home runs and 10 runs driven in, fouls this one away.
Bowers 2 for 6 in the series with an RBI.
No, don't think they've given him an error.
I don't think they gave him an error. Okay, so we'll just go fielder's choice.
It's a double play they can't do.
That one chopped foul. Well, an official scorer can do anything he wants, by golly. It's in that rule book at the very end, isn't it?
It's supreme power.
Yes. It's like being a basketball official when they say, well, it's at the very end where it says I can do what I want. No balls, 2 strikes. Just outside. You know, Casas does a good job holding that frame right there, hoping maybe he'll change his mind.
He held it extra long that time.
So it's Manning down at first base. 1 away here in the second. Knobley's pitch on the way, lifted high and foul to our right. By the way, if you really pay close attention, and you can go up, there's lots of baseballs back there. If you get there first, I noticed that yesterday.
Okay.
So if you ever want to take a break, go get you a souvenir, let me know.
I'm sure once Keith gets here, he'll be right there.
I bet he
grabbing
will.
all of them. And then writing our names on them. Here's one for you.
That one hit foul left side. That might be in lieu of pay, of course, if you get a free baseball. Because he knows how much you love baseball. You almost do it for free. So.
Whoa. Don't say that out loud.
The 1-2 pitch on the way. Casas tried it again. He's really, speaking of Knoble, trying to get that outside call.
And both pitchers are. They're trying to see where the line is, where they'll get the call and they won't get the call. Fastball hasn't gotten him much, but we'll see if they get any breaking balls, get any love theirs. Nice block by Casas.
3 balls, 2 strikes. If you're wondering about Houston Manning, he's not attempted a stolen base, so I don't think they really care about him too much. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Manning again a short lead at first. The pitch on the way, low and inside. 2 runners on for the second straight inning here for the Pioneers.
That'll bring up Braden Becker. He's 0 for 6 for the tournament.
And that 0 for 6 has dropped his batting average down to 212. 4 home runs and 17 runs driven in.
3 strikeouts.
Knoble.
In 2 games.
Here's the pitch. Popped him up. That'll go out of play. Well, they aren't missing by much.
Dang. Ouch. That one hurt something.
You know what? Today, though, I didn't get here till just a little before noon. I still got a prime parking spot, so I'm living good.
Nice. Yeah, Transy, 15 strikeouts for their team in 2 games, so they've been hacking.
Pitch is high. That'll run the count to 1 ball, 1 strike.
Surprisingly, Becker and Youngblood both have 3.
Swing and a miss. Might have been a pitch outside the zone right there.
Another reason you try and throw around that outside corner, not just to see what the umpire is going to give you, see what the batters are going to go after.
Exactly. And a big cut by Becker and a miss. Big strikeout there for Knoble.
It's a big one, but you still got the league's leading hitter coming up.
Well, here's Youngblood, and we alluded to earlier, if he can get things going here. Got that base hit in the first inning, stranded at third. Knoble trying to pitch himself out of trouble here in the second inning for the second straight inning. Opens up with a strike.
He's got 20 RBIs for a leadoff guy, which I think is 4th on the team. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
For a leadoff hitter.
He got a pretty good slugging percentage overall, too. So, as we mentioned earlier, right now it's .654. Rip foul.
Well, one thing I've noticed, too, with the left-handed hitters in this tournament, they just have a hard time laying off that inside pitch.
Yeah.
You'll see so many guys see that pitch on the inside part, and they want to offer at it, and they either do damage or
they don't.
Yeah, and that pitch has really kind of fooled Youngblood in the tournament so far.
No balls and 2 strikes now to the leadoff hitter. The pitch on the way is just outside, and the Anderson, you can hear the little chatter over there in their dugout.
Yes. That was a nice breaking ball.
So 1-2. Pitch on the way, chopped foul. Youngblood right there just trying to make contact, stay alive for another day.
Oh, am I supposed to say BGs? Sorry.
Yes.
BGs.
The 1-2 pitch. Got him looking. Knoble with a big strikeout. And for the second straight inning, Transylvania will leave 2 runners on base after 1.5, no score.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
In the softball tournament, currently bottom of 4, number 2 seed Mount St. Joseph leads Franklin 2-0.
Transy waiting.
Yes, number 1 seed Transy is waiting. Hey, also, let's not forget tomorrow is Mother's Day.
Exactly.
Yeah, make sure and get cards for your moms.
Yes. She brought you into this world, and she can take you out.
My dad was the one that always said that, not my mom.
Here is Justin Reed. Hits this one right to the first baseman, Manning, and just like that, one away. You know, we talked about that yesterday, and listen, Reed is a great hitter. And I'll tell you what, I love the stories we mentioned behind him. But don't you want to maybe take a pitch or two?
You would think. I mean, but you look at it, I mean, he's had by far the most total bases in this tournament with 12.
Yeah.
5 for 13, got 3 RBIs, a couple of dingers, but it's kind of hard to fault him if he sees a pitch he likes. But we're in the show patience dugout, both of us are, but
well, that is a quality you and I have had for a long time, is patience, of course. Yes, that and the good looks. And 1 and 2 to Wolf. Wolf, by the way,
the voices. Wait,
yeah.
no, you got that, not me.
356 on the year. Lefty against lefty. The pitch is outside. That'll even the count at 2-2.
1 for 8. Single in this tournament so far for Wolf.
The 2-2 pitch on the way, grounded to the right side. That'll get through for a base hit. First hit now for the Ravens, and that'll bring up Trey Dorton.
Now this young man's had a tournament as well. 455, 5 for 11 with 4 RBIs.
Wow.
But 5 hits, all singles.
All singles, yeah.
Nothing we're knocking that, but.
By the way, he's also the team's leading hitter now at 400.
Ooh.
Well, we mentioned, this is really an Anderson team doesn't run a whole lot. You have Renard with 12, Dorton with 9, so it's not a team a little scary out there on the base paths. He shows bunt, pulls back.
This is where I struggle when you get leading hitter in the tournament and you're putting down like you're gonna bunt. That just makes me cringe.
Fastball a little bit high.
By the way, in case you're curious, in this tournament so far, 3 games, Anderson has left 17 runners on base.
Oh boy. Long look here by Moberly into Dreer. The 1-1 pitch is high, and he knew he missed it right when he threw it. It's actually 3 balls, no strikes, excuse me.
You are taken all the way right here. Although Casas is on deck and he's a lefty against a lefty, I'd still be taking at least 1 strike, maybe 2.
Moberly comes set at the belt. Here's the pitch, and he was taking, just like you said.
Now I think you've got a specific area that you're looking for a pitch that you want to drive. If it's not there, Dorton seemed to like that one.
Yeah. He fouls that one away. It'll carry him back out onto the playing surface. By the way, if you take a look at the outfield, the center fielder Youngblood is shaded toward right. So you're looking at, Foreigner's kind of out there all by himself.
He's
no man's
straight
land.
up, and there's a huge gap in left center.
So they did call that a balk now. That moved Wolf down to second base, and there's a strike. first balk of the ball game. So now Anderson has a runner in scoring position. Pitches outside. That'll put Dorton down to first base. You know, we have seen a lot of balks in this tournament.
We have. Yeah, we've seen quite a few. And a lot of them, too, seem to happen on pitches that are fouled off or something else happens. And you're like, all of a sudden, you're like, what's going on? Oh, they called a balk.
Yeah. Well, we said, again, we're not umpires, but love to have them stop play.
Yes. Well, I go back to your theory of giving them mics so we know what's going on.
Yeah, I agree. Rene Casas Jr. takes that one for a strike.
Lord knows they've got the technology to do it.
Boy, no kidding. Casas hitting at .273, home run, 20 runs driven in. He's going to show bunt. He actually gets this one down. Nobody's at first. The second baseman late coming over, but Mitchum gets there, and they may have dodged a bullet.
They most certainly did. You got 2 runners in scoring position, but now you've got 2 outs. And it's up to Luke Renard, although he is 4 for 10 in this series with 3 RBIs.
You know, I'm glad Casas got that down because he had that bunt attempt last night, popped it up. I just felt so bad for him.
And you thought, oh no, they blew that chance, but then they came back the next inning.
So here's Renard, a 300-plus hitter. Runners at second and third. The pitch hits him.
Wow. Bases now loaded for Graham Reedy.
Yeah, I still got to ask you, though. I mean, I always thought you had to make an attempt to get out of the way of the ball. They don't move. Come on. Help me here, Sean. Help me.
I don't know. This is a big spot. Graham Reedy 0 for 11 in the tournament. Huge spot for him to come through large.
Currently hitting a .311, and Moberly in trouble here in the second inning. Swing and a miss. He was looking home run ball there.
Just put it in play. Huge gap between short and third.
Yeah, you mentioned Becker. Boy, he's right up the middle, isn't he?
He
Check
is.
swing. Did he go around? They will appeal. No. Do they still allow the shift in college baseball? Or?
That's a great question. I mean, I'm not sure Mitchum can be any deeper at second base.
Oh, no kidding. 2 away. Pitch by Moberly. There's the strike. Well, we saw Knoble get himself out of a jam. Now we're going to see if Moberly can get out of a jam here in this elimination game. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Chopper high off the turf. Going to have to hurry here, and the throw to first in time.
Wow.
Bang and bang play by Mitchum off that high hop, and the Ravens will leave the bases loaded here in the second inning. They come up empty after 2, still no score.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
It's very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid, getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
Back here in Kokomo, we're going to take a really close look at this last play.
Woo. God. That's a tough one. Looks like a close call, but we got ourselves a new pitcher.
Wow, Evan Doan is already in for Anderson, so Knoble is done. Give us some numbers on our new pitcher.
Let me see what I got here.
That's quick, though, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Well, as we said before, you're in an elimination game. You're going to pull out all the stops. Ground ball up the middle and a base hit for Schubert to lead things off here in the third.
Here we go from Evan Doan. 16 appearances, 2-2 with 1 save. 33.1 innings pitched. 18 walks, 26 strikeouts, 8.37 ERA.
So, you have Forner to the plate. Now you come in with Doan. Why the change so early, do you think?
I'm wondering because Canobile pitched 3 innings early yesterday that maybe they had the mindset of we're going to make him the starter.
Right.
Then come back with Doan. I'm not sure, to be completely honest with you, as I'm looking at the stats that we've got for Anderson, who else they've got that they could throw.
That, by the way, is not me who said that, in case you're wondering.
Do you know anything at all, Sean?
I know that there's a voice in my head. This has always been a 2-man booth, and
now it's a 3-man booth.
By the way, Coach Keith Myers making the trip. I'm glad his wife is with him because otherwise they wouldn't let him in. So.
Well, let me tell you, the helicopter ride from Lexington to Kokomo was rough, fellas.
Yeah,
I bet it was. Swing and a miss by Forner.
Debbie got caught in that wind draft a couple of times, but she handled it very
good pilot, didn't she?
She reminded me of TC back in the Magnum PI day.
Nice.
I'm telling you, it was a great ride.
Throw to first, not in time. Forner, 1 ball, 2 strikes. I did not know, though, that IndianaSRN had their own helicopter. So
well, Jerry brought it in. Kevin Hankey was the one that brought it down for me because I knew this is Kevin's last farad, and I needed to come down because I want to do interviews with him because we both will be crying a little bit here in a few minutes. So
really?
Well, Kevin's a great man.
I know he is.
Okay, good.
I didn't know you were that emotional, though. Runner takes off, throw to the outside. Casas, great throw, will get the runner. Schubert trying to steal.
What an absolute rocket from Casas. He said, "You're not going to do that on me."
You know, he needed that because of the 2 balls that he got hit by in the first inning that sent him down twice. So good for Casas. So Forner now 2 balls and 2 strikes. A little sidearm there by Doan, and the pitch is off the mark. We'll go to 3-2. So is Keith here to shake hands, kiss babies? Is that what he's doing today?
Pretty much.
High fly ball.
That is up in the air.
Well, he's going to lose that one in the stands as Smitherman gives it a long look. So Forner, the number 3 hitter, struck out back in the first inning. Each team has had opportunities already early in the game in this elimination contest. Forner really crowding the plate. Breaking pitch stays outside. That'll be a walk, and another runner on. Here's Mitchum. You know, we talk about how many players really crowd the plate, but if you saw Forner right there, his back left leg and toe right on the line in the back of the box and right at the plate. Mitchum singled his first time up. Fly ball into center field. Reedy started back on it. Now will come in and make the catch, and Forner back to first, and there's 2 away.
You know, just looking through the pitching stats of who's pitched so far for Anderson and who they've got left, just in terms of starters, the one guy I kind of think they may look to is Logan Nickel, should they advance. 9 starts on the year, 13 appearances, 53.1 innings. He's the one guy that hasn't pitched yet that started a lot. But again, C.J. Williams, what he did last night is kind of that same thing. He's still got a lot of arms out there. In terms of innings pitched, though, it's pretty much Nickel, maybe Walker Stoll to go for you.
Pitch outside to Taylor. Taylor flew out in the first inning. We're here in the third. Still no score. Winner advances, loser sees their season come to an end. The pitch. In there for strike one. So this is completely Knoble, lefty, different type of pitcher. Doan. Well, you just don't have a whole lot of time to get ready and adjust, do you?
You do not.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Hit foul.
Update from Transylvania at the end of 5, 2-0 Mount St. Joseph over Franklin.
Franklin is hoping to, as is Transy, to get a sweep today, aren't they? A couple of championships. By the way, Forner, 6 of 9 in stolen base attempts this year for Transylvania. The stretch by Doan and the pitch, breaking ball, hit foul. One ball, 2 strikes. Doan gets the sign from Casas. And the pitch on the way, lined up the middle, base hit.
Taylor keeps ripping the ball. That'll be his 6th hit in the tournament.
And all 3 innings, Transylvania's had a runner in scoring position. They had it 2nd and 3rd in the first, 1st and 2nd in the second, now 1st and 2nd in the third. How many will they leave on base?
Go through that again.
Yeah, would you say that one more time? Here is Bryce Dreer. Pitch on the inside corner for a strike. You know, you look at that and you think Casas reached over this way, but he's setting up on the outside.
Yeah, got away with one there. Still at the inside corner.
Forner the lead at second, Taylor down at first. The pitch on the way, hit well into left field. Renard is there, but he slips, and it falls and gets through. Forner will score, Taylor will score, and it's 2-0.
Wow, what an unfortunate turn of events there for Renard. Slips and gets up and tries to play the ball, and then it skips underneath of him.
Well, there's your first break of the ball game, and unfortunately for the Ravens, that ball just bounced right over his glove. Here's Houston Manning. This one hit well into right field. Dorton to his left, he'll make the catch, and one pitch too late there for the Ravens as Transylvania puts 2 on the board here in the third inning. We will head to the bottom half of inning number 3, 2-0 Transy.
Double.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
Today's game is copyrighted by not only IndianaSRN, but the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference for the private use of our audience. Use of pictures, videos, audio without the express written permission of the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference is prohibited. Big break happened right there.
You know, that's one of those things in these games we talked about, especially last night. who's going to make the big play or who's going to make the big mistake, and that wasn't really either. It was just kind of a misfortunate incident where he slipped and then trying to get back up and make the play. The ball bounced over him, 2-run score. They just have to respond now.
Pitch in there for a strike. Leadoff hitter Connor Gordon grounded out his first time up. So now Moberly has a couple of runs to work with here, the left-hander. Swing and a miss. It'll be Gordon, Jones, and Smitherman at the top of the lineup for the Ravens.
Moberly's done a great job. Only one hit for Anderson so far.
That pitch way inside, 2-2.
But 6 for Transy.
Yeah. Well, it seems like every time we think, when are they going to come alive, that Anderson does so. Look out. Oh, come on. Yeah, that bird almost caught it, didn't he? That's close. At least the window's open.
It did get the bird.
It did?
Yes, it did.
That's a Randy Johnson type thing there, isn't it? Here's the 2-2, swing and a miss. Gordon strikes out. There's one away. You remember Randy Johnson?
Oh, yeah. Spring training.
Yeah, plucked that bird coming across.
Just blew it up.
Here is Charlie Jones.
He'll only just now talk about it that he's been retired for a few years.
No kidding.
Yes.
That bothered him that much?
Uh-huh.
Wow. That wasn't his fault. Ground ball down the line, diving Taylor. The throw to first, and he cannot hold on. Manning tried to scoop it, and he couldn't do it. That'll be a base hit. Yep.
Jinx. Oh. Now here's a chance for your bin guns to get those runs back. One swing of the bat here by Smitherman could do that.
You know, you look at this young man's numbers, and if he gets to ripping the baseball, I mean, he's put up some big-time numbers this year, so you got to be really careful.
So has the young man behind him.
So now the Ravens, 2 straight innings with runners on base after a 1-2-3 in the first inning. The pitch is low, blocked there by Dreer.
Some people may be wondering why, we saw the first baseman Manning drop the ball, why that's not an error. Because, incredibly tough play over there at first, and it would still have been close, so they gave him a base hit on it.
Yep. And that's why we have official scores. They can analyze that.
That is true. They make the call. Remember that? You make the call.
That's right.
Was that Alcoa?
I don't know. Runner takes off, and Smitherman will take one for the team off his leg. I always say take one for the team because anytime you get hit by a pitch or you get hit by a ball on a foul ball, that one hurts.
That one got him good.
You know, he and Casas now. Casas leads 2-1. Casas took one off the thigh earlier, and then the second one got him on his lower leg, but this one on the inside left thigh.
Yeah. His lower leg.
Coach says, you're all right. Hang in there, buddy.
He's like, what do you think? Smitherman probably looked at him and said, Coach, I'm a senior.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
I'll be all right tomorrow.
Yeah. I'll worry about that another day.
Well, I would imagine, depending on if he goes back to the dugout at some point, he'll get a little teeny treatment of that and move on.
A little bit. Probably get that freeze spray on it.
Yep. The 1-1 pitch on the way is outside. Yeah, that's why you think about football players and what they go through. Baseball players get hit on basketball. They're a bunch of wimps in basketball. They don't take any.
Soccer, they're always banging into each other.
Yeah, falling down. High fly ball, Mitchum at second base. Will squeeze it there, 2 away.
He was limping running down towards first.
He's limping coming back, by the way.
Yeah.
You know, the funny thing is, when you watch Smitherman run, that's how I run. You know, look like I'm limping all the time. Here's Justin Reed.
Here's been the big stick for this Anderson offense. 12 total bases in this series. 5 for 14.
Overly concerned about Jones at first base. Again, didn't steal a lot. He was 6 of 7 coming in, but Ravens trying to get something going on offense. The pitch. There's a strike.
That's a good pitch by Mobley.
You know, the more that I hear about this story with Justin Reed, if younger players hear that and they think, am I going to get a break someday? You just keep playing hard. You never know.
100%.
They might get him here. The throw to first, down to second. The throw was off the mark, and he's safe.
Wow. That's just speed right there. Manning did the right thing. He came off, took a step out to give him an angle where he's not throwing directly into the back of the runner, but Jones just beat it.
So now the Ravens, for the second time, have runners in scoring position. The pitch is up high.
They'd love to get at least one here.
Yeah.
And second baseman, Mitchum, is watching Jones, so there's a bit of a gap there between first and second, even though he runs back.
This one hit to right field. Schubert coming on. That one hangs up for him, and that will be out number 3. Well, the Ravens threaten here in the third, but they come up empty after 3 complete. Transy leads this one 2-0. Let's go. I think Keith Myers is somewhere in the ballpark.
Well, there's no popcorn concession stand, but I did find Kevin Linke. And Kevin, this is your last tournament.
It is. It's an emotional day, emotional time, but it's been great to serve the HCAC membership and, of course, in my Rose Holman role for the last 25 years. I'm fortunate enough to be headed to St. Mary of the Woods College as Associate Vice President for Athletics, but boy, has it been a great ride.
I noticed the towel's a little damp. Is that because of the rain or because of the tears?
We're good for now. You know, we just want some good baseball, and if Transylvania, Anderson, and Franklin can make this some great baseball games this weekend, that'd be a great way to go out.
I was down in Louisville. We had some great games. You guys had some great games. It's nice to be up. Good to see you. I needed to come and see you before you said goodbye. We want to thank you on behalf of the HCAC TV and IndianaSRN. You are the bomb. And anytime you need us, you don't call Jerry, call me. I got a direct line.
We appreciate you. We always have. And I know there's going to be a lot of IndianaSRN in the HCAC's future.
Yeah, and maybe in your future.
That's what it sounds like.
We hope so. Thank you so much. God bless you. We love you. You know.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. I think I'll take it back. Is Troy up there? I mean, is Sean up there with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you tell him I need some money? I just found a food truck.
He didn't just find a concession stand. He found the truck.
Well,
that's a big difference.
Yeah. He's asking me for money?
Yeah, Keith Myers asking anybody for money?
By the way, update from Lexington is 3-0 Mount St. Joseph over Franklin in the softball semifinal.
You know, Kevin, does he need help there at his new job? I mean, I'm available. You and I are retiring, so we
You always keep mentioning that. You're trying to make me feel bad.
Well, we're waiting for that expensive lunch to change our mind. See? Yeah. St. Elmo's.
You keep pining for that.
Yeah. At least get a lunch out of it. Here is Bowers, followed by Becker and Youngblood.
I'm not sure that's going to happen if Keith is asking me for money.
I was going to say. Hit hard. 2 hops to the shortstop. Reed. Great arm. Throw to first. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 4th.
There goes back to your philosophy of taking pitches. I just think kids these days, all these teams are aggressive. We'll see it with Franklin, too. If you like that first pitch, hack. Go after it.
Well, you go back to game 1, and I have to go, that was the one that really caught my attention because Manchester, they didn't wait a lot at all, and they ended up winning that first game 11-3. Here's Becker, struck it his first time up, looks to bunt, pulls back, low and outside for a ball.
You know, one of the players for Manchester that really kind of caught my eye was the third baseman for them, and there's a chance he might get a couple of votes for all-tournament team. Austin Knowles.
Yep. Very solid at third. 1 ball, 1 strike to Becker. The pitch. Breaking ball stays low, 2-1.
And he had cool cleats, too.
He did. Yeah. Of anybody, the best.
Yeah.
Becker, the number 9 hitter, 0 for 1 today. Steps back in. Hit that ball twice, by the way.
Fouled it off the ground, off the back of the bat.
So, if you're thinking about the percentages of seeing that happen, how often would that happen?
I think the probability is pretty high.
Okay.
I mean, in terms of it not happening.
Yeah. Here's the pitch. Got him looking.
I think it's got to be maybe in the tens of thousands, I would say.
Yeah, because think you got to foul it.
Yeah.
Got to hit. Got to come to that's got to come back, hit it again.
Yeah.
And it stayed fair too, by the way.
Yeah, it did.
Here's Youngblood, top of the order. Check swing and there for a strike.
My favorite ones are the ones where the guy ducks to get out of the way of the pitch, but holds the bat up and it hits the bat and it's a foul ball.
That's right. Yeah. Hit well into center field. Reedy has that one fall in front of him, so the Youngblood will get a 2-out base hit. Almost looked like Reedy was going to make his way over there to make the catch.
Yeah, I think he thought, I'm not going to chance it with the speedy Youngblood. I'm just going to let that one drop. We got 2 outs. Let's just get this next out and move on.
7 hits now by Transylvania's Calvin Schubert. 1 for 2, singled in the third. He faced Doan the first time up. He swings at the first pitch, fly to right field. Dorton is there, and just like that, any threat is done here in the 4th inning for Transylvania. They'll leave a man on after 3 1/2. Transylvania leads it 2-0.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At one point in my life, alcohol ruled supreme. It was not impossible for me to wake up just as drunk as before I went to sleep, and I use the term go to sleep loosely. I think on most nights it wasn't falling asleep, it was just passing out. There was no way I was getting out of it with my own willpower, so I decided to give Wheeler a try. And since my graduation from Wheeler's program, alcohol has not had any kind of hold on me whatsoever.
It's in the last inning.
Back once here in Kokomo. The softball tournament going on. We keep you updated on that. I know they keep everyone watching that updated on baseball because it's a championship weekend. So what's the update right now?
Well, it is the top of the 7th. It is 3-0 Mount St. Joseph, meaning Franklin needs 3 to keep their hopes alive.
Okay. Well, here, 2-0 after the 2-run inning by Transylvania in the third. So Anderson back to work. It's Wolf, Dorton, and Rene Casas Jr.
Should Mount St. Joseph hang on down there, that would be 1 versus 2 in the championship. Transy holds on here. It'll be the same right here in Kokomo.
Fouled off by Wolf, a big swing. Wolf singled back in the 2nd inning. Again, when you're in a tournament situation like this, so you're the number 1 seed, get the win early, and you certainly are the favorite. These other teams have to work to get back into it. That pitch is low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You get the benefit of playing the lower seed in game 1, which both Franklin and Transy did, but it's that game 2.
Yeah.
That's the huge one. You win that game, you are firmly in the driver's seat.
The 1-1 pitch on the way, misses inside, 2-1. By the way, somebody's doing a little lawn work, I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, Keith is out trying to get some money to buy lunch.
He's trying to weed eat on the field, but we got to tell him it's field turf.
He hasn't figured that out yet, has he? There's a strike, 2-2.
Maybe he'll get the rubber pellet mashing machine and work on the turf around home plate area.
The break-even pitch on the way. Ground ball, right side, picked up by Manning. He'll flip to Moberly, and there's 1 away.
Well, Franklin staying alive so far. 1 run in the top of the 7th. Need 2 more to keep playing.
Trey Dorton walked in the second inning. We're in the bottom of the fourth here. Hit down the line, diving is Manning, and he makes a great play and gets the bag to beat Dorton for out number 2.
What a play by Manning. I'm stealing that from Jerry Coleman. Hang a star on that one. My goodness.
You know what was nice about it? Dorton went over and fisted him, said nice job. I mean, because bottom line, he just basically robbed him of a double. Here's Rene Casas Jr. Well, they're picking on Manning now as that's fouled off. Manning's like, you know what, one's enough. Let's wait for another inning. Please.
Speaking of, I'm putting a star on my scorebook so I can remember it.
As you should, sir. No balls and a strike to Casas. The pitch by Moberly. That one bounces in front of Dreer. The count will go to 1-1.
Franklin down to their last out. Runner on first. Top of the 7th.
2 away here in the fourth. The pitch by Moberly. Good cut by Casas. Fouls that one straight back, and the count will go to 1-2.
Oh, the race for the baseball.
Transy leads 1-0 there.
Reedy didn't get there quick enough.
The 1-2 pitch grounded, and how about Moberly? He had to go down and back, snag the baseball, still throw to first. We saw 2 really good defensive plays here in this inning by Transy defensively, and they hold the Ravens scoreless. We head to the 5th. Transy leads at 2-0.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Back here in Kokomo. Keep you updated on the softball tournament. It's over.
It is over. Mount St. Joseph wins 3-1. They'll move on to play Transy at 3 o'clock.
Okay. So Mount St. Joseph able to get into the championship right here. 2-0 as we head to the 5th. It'll be Forner, Mitchum, and Taylor. And Doan back in for another inning of work. He's been pretty effective since he's been in there, though he did give up the 2 runs back in the 3rd inning. Part of that happened because of the mishap by Renard in left field. Where we talked about that defense. Take another look at Manning down at first. Of course, and he knew he had to get there pretty quick, too. I thought the play by the pitcher, Moberly, was pretty outstanding as well. Able to snag that baseball. It was going to be hit right up the middle. Could have been a really difficult play to keep the inning alive, but Moberly does his job as well.
Moberly's been fantastic. Is probably one of the reasons why they saved him for this game.
Yeah. Here's Forner. Struck out in the first, walked and scored in the 3rd. Swinging at the first pitch, and he's down on the count 0-1.
Nice pick by the first base coach.
So far, Transy leading in the game. They led in the race to the baseball, and they lead in coaching, catching baseballs in the foul territory areas. That one bounces away. We have stats for everything.
We measure everything.
Yeah, nothing's getting by us today. 1 ball, 1 strike.
So I volunteered for the BMW Championship down in Indy at Crooked Stick one time, and it's amazing the technology that they use to, like when the ball lands on the green, the cameras that we shoot it with knows exactly where the hole is at, and it measures the distance. That way, when they come on the screen and say it's a 20-foot putt, like it's legit because the camera has measured it.
That's nice, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But you don't tell anybody because you want to look smart. They think, wow, how does he know that distance like that? 3 balls and a strike. Swing and a miss. Big count by Forner. It's like doing track and field in the field events, and you can, because they have the little lasers they do that with now. They don't stretch out the tape like they used to. It's amazing.
Technology can be awesome if you use it right.
Yeah. I still don't know how I got so far with that GPS, though. I can barely find my way around the block without it.
Remember when we used to have to print out MapQuests?
Yep. 3-2 to Forner. The pitch by Doan misses outside, and Transylvania now with base runners in all 4 innings.
Hey, fellas.
Who's that?
Guess I have Ryan with us from Franklin, the SID. What's up, Ryan?
You're not putting me on TV, are you?
I just did.
Oh, no.
Just your voice.
I'm doing all right. How you guys doing?
Doing well. How about you?
Just enjoying this game before we got championship series coming up this afternoon.
Are you nervous? I noticed that you got war paint on. Are you nervous? I like the little war paint underneath the eyes. It look good.
Those are just bags. I didn't sleep a whole lot last night.
Your girls lost 3-1 in the game tonight, but man, what a good show they had down there in Lexington.
Yeah, I mean the top half of the conference is, the top part of the conference in softball is really, really competitive, and Mount St. Joseph and Transy, you knew we were going to be in contention to play in a championship series, and we've got we're nothing but proud of what Coach Bain and our softball team have accomplished this year, setting the program record for wins with 31 for the season, and really playing some really, really good softball down in Lexington this weekend.
Good to be a Grizzly, isn't it? 31-3. That conference, like you said, 330 games winners. We looked it up. It's been a long time that has happened in the Heartland.
Yeah, it has, and like I said, it's a credit to what Sean's got going at Transy and what Beth has going at Mount St. Joseph, and Angie's got the ship steered in the right direction with us here at Franklin.
Back up to you guys. Did he catch that ball?
He did not.
Great effort, though, as Renard unable to come up with it on the diving attempt in left field. So now runners at first and second.
Bet you didn't know I was coaching softball down at Transy while I was here, too, did you?
I didn't? Really?
Well, he said Sean.
Oh, here's Austin Taylor now. 2 runners on, and Renard, though a great effort. See if Transy will take advantage of the base hit by Mitchum. Bunt laid down. Doan off the mound quickly, throws to first, gets the out there, but a successful sacrifice by Taylor.
That's exactly what you want in this case, because now you've got 2 runners in scoring position with only 1 out. You're just looking for Dreer to make contact because the infield's going to be in. We saw it last night with Smitherman against Rose Holman. Just put it in play, and there's a good chance you'll get a run.
By the way, Dreer 2 for 2 today. The infield is in. Nobody in the Anderson bullpen throwing at the moment. Pitch is high and outside for a ball. Dreer singled in the second, singled in the third. Chance here for Transylvania to really open things up as the number 2 seed. This one hit in the gap center field. Reedy coming over, makes the catch on the run. Forner will tag at third. Mitchum will tag at second. They both advance, and it's 3-0.
That's all you can ask for. Put it in play, and if you get it in the air, that's good too. Gets him another run and another RBI for Dreer.
So here is Houston Manning.
Dreer's got 2 of the 3 RBIs. 1 he didn't get because of the error on that misplay by Renard.
Pitch is outside. Well, whoever wins this game, you're turning pretty much right around. Championship game at 4:30. Franklin, the number 1 seed, waiting. Pitch is low. What a year Franklin has had with over 30 wins this year, winning the regular season championship for the 2nd straight year. And I think they kind of feel like they are owed one after missing out last year.
Yeah. with the 2 wins in the tournament. They're 32-10 currently. It's an outstanding record.
And as young as they are, as young as Transylvania will be, they'll probably be the favorites again next year as that pitch is outside, 3-1. So Doan trying to work out of an issue here in the 5th inning. The stretch by the right-hander and the pitch on the way, hit foul.
This Anderson team's got some youth on it as well, and don't count out Earlham.
Yeah.
They're always a good program. We got a lot of good programs. You know, Rose Holman was young.
But nobody talks wrestling like Steve Sakasitz.
No.
We missed that this year.
Yes, we did.
Payoff pitch, hit well into right field. Dorton, a few steps to his left, will make the catch, and that'll do it for Transy here in the 5th inning. They do add another run. We will head to the bottom half of inning number 5. Transy leads at 3-0.
Hauling or moving project has arrived, and College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving has you covered. Honest. Uniformed. Nice. Knowledgeable. Service. College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving.
A little overcast skies today, but still a nice warm spring day here in Kokomo. We're at Municipal Stadium for the perhaps championship run for Franklin or Transy or Anderson. Again, we'll play the second game at 4:30. Then, of course, if we're moved to tomorrow for an if necessary game, it will be at 12 o'clock. So we're anticipating another maybe 2 days of good baseball. Well, right now, Moberly shutting out a very high-powered Anderson team. Doing a nice job as a left-hander here this afternoon. Renard will lead things off. No runs, 2 hits, and an error for the Ravens. 3-8-0 on the board for Transylvania.
Moberly's cruising.
Yes.
He's been fantastic so far today.
Just real quick, while you were off the microphone there for a moment, I noticed the Ravens gathered together around their coach. Are we going to see another coach rally here?
We'll see.
First pitch low and inside.
Thing about Moberly is he's been around the plate. Only 2 strikeouts, only 1 walk. So Anderson's been putting the ball in play, but Transy's defense, they're hitting it right to people and they're making plays.
2-0. Time called there as Renard steps out. Moberly quickly back. Gets the sign from Dreer in the pitch. There's a strike. Yeah, we were talking about, I think the games have gone really very quickly as the 2-1 pitch is missed low and inside, and maybe one of the reasons is that you have the pitcher has a certain amount of time. He's got to throw the baseball, and so he's got to get in there and ready to go to work.
Yeah, we're over halfway done to this game, and we're just over an hour.
There's a strike. So what does Renard have in store, and what will he see from Moberly right here? 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch on the way, missed it low and inside. I think that's only the second walk given up so far by Moberly.
It is.
And here is Graham Reedy. Reedy was hit by a pitch back in the 2nd inning. Renard 12 of 14 in the stolen base department. Pitch is a strike.
It's going to be tough off the lefty because a lot of them have really good moves to first base because they're facing you. So you're looking to Reedy to do something here. Only 2 hits so far for this high-powered Anderson offense.
The stretch by Moberly. Showing bunt was Reedy, but he pulls back. Pitch high and inside, ball 1.
Reedy's got a little bit of pop. He's got 5 home runs on the year. Maybe give him a shot.
1-1 pitch is just outside, 2-1. Yeah, we just haven't seen, though, the home runs leaving the ballpark the way we did in day one early.
Yeah, the wind is kind of blowing out towards left field a little bit. It kind of swirls up here by us so we can feel it with the window open.
So we can get a foul ball.
Yes.
Hey, fellas.
Yes.
I got Stacy Ledoux with me.
Oh, very nice.
Are you ready for this?
We're kind of upset with her, Keith.
You're upset with her?
Yeah, she came up to the booth twice before the game and didn't talk to us either time.
She didn't say a word.
Well, she was looking for me.
That one popped up foul. You want to talk with Stacy right now?
Well, I will in a minute once she gives me my hot dog back. Hey, hang on.
She takes his hot dog.
Stacy, thank you.
Thanks for being here, Keith.
She loves me. I'm telling you, boys. This is the life.
She didn't really mean it.
So talk about the weekend. I've been busy. Talk about the weekend.
We've had a busy weekend in Kokomo. You're not the only one getting it done. We've had 8 games. This is our 9th game on Saturday. It's a busy tournament, 6 teams in just a couple days, but we're enjoying ourselves. We've had beautiful weather and beautiful hospitality from the city of Kokomo.
The boys said they're a little. Are you shining them a little bit today, or did they deserve some love from you?
What do you mean? They're doing a great job. We've got a great team here.
The rain has gone away. That's a good thing.
It has gone away. Well, no, it was never here. We got cooled off each morning today and yesterday. The boys asked me to cool things off, so I got a little rain, and then by game time we had it clear.
And Jerry Collins has done a great job again this weekend.
Excellent job. The whole team, top to bottom, the best in the business, making us look good.
Wow, the best in the business. Did you hear that, fellas?
We already knew that.
You already knew that. Okay, Troy. Back up to you guys.
She just didn't come up and say hi to us.
That's all. I mean, she was in here twice, but she talked to Kevin and those guys, which I get. It's.
Yeah, she talked to Jerry, but it's still not us.
I know.
Well, the line out by Reedy, one away with Renard still down at first base. Back to the top of the order. Gordon.
He put a pretty good charge into that one.
He did. Yeah, Forner had to go a long way to go get it. Chop foul. You know, that kind of brings up now that is on, it's say tape, best in the business, moolah. We'd like to be paid like the best in the business. Because if it's on tape, you can't take it away.
Yeah, the Indianapolis Indians are on the phone right now.
Are they?
Yeah, 100%.
Did you say the Indianapolis Indians are on the phone for me?
No, Keith.
Kind of disappointed.
For Jerry and Troy and I.
Runner takes off, another throw down to second. This time the tag lane on, and they're going to get Renard trying to steal.
Boy, that pitcher has a great pickup move, don't they?
He does. In fact, they had a chance to get one earlier, and Anderson got lucky on the last one, but this time, not so much.
Now base is empty, 2 outs. Here Gordon's looking to do some damage.
The problem you get, you take a base runner away. We're in the 5th inning, and you know how badly you need base runners. I'm not sure that if Renard did that himself or it was an intentional steal attempt. Is that pitch in there for a strike? But, boy, you got to read that pitch. Like you said earlier, Sean, those lefties are very crafty.
They are. Usually have really good moves.
Break-even pitch on the way, misses low. There's only a few percentage of left-handers in the world, and you just can't trust them. They're always sneaky.
They are.
Especially the pitchers.
Oh. And they're quirky.
They are. Well, that one just misses outside, so Gordon draws a walk, and that'll bring up Charlie Jones.
You'd love to see Jones figure out a way to get on here to get to the beef of this lineup. He singled last time. Moberly just hasn't given them anything at all.
He has certainly pitched well. His 9th start. And he's kept them off balance all day. There's a strike. But we knew coming in that at Transylvania, really their strength has been their pitching. #1 in the conference. They have the 2, 3, and 4 pitchers in the ERA category, leading the league as that one nearly gets away from Manning. Well, Manning, big fellow down there, but he can move pretty well.
He can. You never want to, hear the pitcher say, "Houston, we have a problem."
That's right. Jones back in. Moberly set to throw, and a fastball a little bit high. Count is even at 1-1.
Somebody for Anderson needs to step up and make a play right here.
Yeah, they could use a key hit. Center fielder Youngblood again shaded toward right field, so we kind of look over there. Forner in no man's land, but there's a huge gap between Forner and Youngblood in left center field. So if Jones can find a way to hit the gap, chance for getting a run here as that one's fouled away. Watch sometimes, you look down and see how they're positioning their players.
Right.
And the outfield looking over at the dugout, and they've got such extensive scouting reports on some of the hitters. Pitch way outside.
Great stop by Jer. Yeah, there's a huge gap between short and third, but then there's a huge gap between center field and left field, so it's kind of like they're alternating.
Break-even pitch on the way, misses low and inside. So
watch him move to first right here because Gordon's going to be off.
All right, we'll keep an eye on it. 2 away. Not a big lead yet for Gordon. Pitch on the way, missed it low and inside, and 3 walks in the inning now by Moberly, and we'll bring up Tyler Smitherman.
Boy, how big is that pickoff now? You'd have the bases loaded with 1 out.
Now we'll have a visit.
He's waving his guys back, say, "I got this. Go away."
Yeah, Dreer talking now with Moberly. And
hey, Troy.
Yes.
Well, can you speak about when catchers, because you've been a catcher before.
Yeah.
What do you tell this kid? Because he's had a pretty good inning. Do you just tell him to settle down and just hit his marks again?
Well, yeah, and a lot of times just give him a chance to breathe a little bit, kind of get composed. You've walked 3 in the inning, 2 in a row, and you say, listen, we got to throw strikes right here. And it beats having the coach come out because sometimes you don't want to hear from the coach. But as a teammate, you guys work together so closely and have been doing this all year long. You really know what each other can do here in this situation. So
yeah, I forgot that Sean was a catcher too, so both of you up there catching.
Well, there's a attempt by Smitherman.
Oh,
wow.
Called the swing on that one. My goodness. I would have told a joke.
Yeah, and it does. Some of them do, just to loosen them up a little bit.
Oh!
High fly ball, but that's going to be foul.
He put a charge into that one, but just a little bit out in front.
Why don't you go get that, Keith?
Excuse me?
Why don't you go get that ball?
That means I would have to run.
Yeah, you would have to go down and get it, yeah.
We saw a couple of those launch like that in Lexington.
Pitch on the way, hit to the right side, and charging to make the catch is Schubert. And that's going to do it for Anderson as they leave 2 runners on. And for Moberly, he survives 3 walks in the inning. We will head to inning number 6. 3-0 Transy.
Keith Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
We're back here in Kokomo, and Keith Myers is with us on this championship Saturday. And I heard him off mic talking to some of the people that are running away from him, but I think he got somebody finally.
Well, I caught a mom because I think I was faster than her. So what's your name?
Lori Andrews.
Where are you from?
Pendleton, Indiana.
She's from Pendleton, Indiana, so that means Anderson?
Yes.
What's your son's name?
Cage Williams. He was the pitcher yesterday.
Cage Williams. Did you see Cage Williams pitch yet? Well, of course you guys did.
Oh.
So how's the weekend been?
Pretty good. Hoping for a win today.
I noticed that you're ready for the sun. There's no sun today.
That's all right.
All right, she's excited. There's a T-shirt booth here. I'm going to see if I can get a free T-shirt.
Get us one.
Yes.
Back up to you guys.
C.J. Williams was outstanding last night. He was huge pitching performance for Anderson and for C.J. So congratulations to his mom.
Ground ball up the middle for Bowers, and he'll single to lead things off for Transy here in the top of the 6th inning. And here's Becker. I'll tell you what, you look at Transy. If I'm Anderson, I still feel pretty good. I'm down 3-0 because you look at Transy, they've had base runners every inning. They've had base runners in scoring position every inning, and yet they're only down by 3. So you've got a long way to go. That one rides inside, gets by Casas, and it goes all the way to the backstop, and Bowers will advance. A wild pitch by Doan.
Yeah, Anderson's been out hitting 9-2.
Yeah,
you would think they'd be down a lot further, but only down 3-0. They got to stop the bleeding right here, though.
That might have been Doan's worst pitch so far, and as you have pointed out there, we've got a couple of pitchers in the bullpen for Anderson.
Double-barreled action down in the bullpen.
Nice bunt, third base side by Becker, and everybody is safe. Nearly threw it away, but a nice play there by Jones covering the bag.
That is, you could see Gordon hesitated.
Yeah.
When he bunted it right at him, and that was the difference in the play.
Well, think about it. You know, Becker, you'll see it right here. He wanted to go that way, as you've alluded to before. But did you see Smitherman coming down? He almost shook hands with him.
Yeah, he was hoping, Gordon was hoping the pitcher could get to it so he could wheel back to third for the play there. But once he knew the pitcher wasn't going to get it, he had to make the play and didn't have enough time because it was a great bunt.
So now runners at first and third. Here's the very dangerous Trent Youngblood, who takes the first pitch for a strike. I think it's vital right here that somehow, as you see the infield playing in, that Anderson gets a stop. High fly ball, left side, Renard on his horse, and he can't get to it, but it falls foul just in front of the fence.
Probably better that one went foul and to let it go with the runner at third.
Exactly.
You're going that direction that quickly. Even if you catch it, it's going to be really difficult to square yourself up and make a throw to try and get the runner out from third.
So now Youngblood down to the count of no balls and 2 strikes. Bowers is at third. Becker is at first. 3-0. Transy trying to advance to the championship game and get a rematch with Franklin. That one hit foul. Well, there's a huge gap again in left center field. Reedy shaded a little bit toward right field. That one hit right where Reedy wasn't. Reedy on the run, can't get to it. That will bounce to the warning track. Bowers will score. Heading to third is Becker, and Youngblood with an RBI double, and it's now 5-0.
Yeah, Becker had to wait to make sure that wasn't caught, which is why they only got to third.
I misspoke there. It's actually 4-0, not 5, as Bowers the only one to score. So Youngblood, 3 base hits today, and got a visit to the mound.
The Youngblood showing today why he's the best hitter in the league, 3 for 4, 2 singles and a double.
Hey, fellas, I got another interview.
Okay, what you got?
This is Keith from Transylvania. Hi, Keith.
How you doing, Keith?
I'm doing really well, Keith. You?
I'm doing pretty good.
What's my name? Keith. Okay, good. You know who's doing play-by-play for us down in Lexington, Kentucky today in the girls softball? Keith.
What, 3-way, Keith?
Keith.
You can't go wrong with that, can you?
I think it's a trifecta. I think it's the best. Tell us a little bit about the baseball and how's the weekend been?
Well, the weekend's gone pretty good. They've, they won their first game. They dropped the game last night. It was a tough game. They had some breaks not go their way. Today they're doing a good job. They put up 11 hits. They're looking good. Their pitching's been really good today. Pitcher's been ahead of the count. Defense is playing well, and the offense is taking care of business.
This conference is packed with talent, though.
It is a solid conference. I would say this year, with all the teams we have seen, it's been impressive baseball from all aspects of the game, pitching, defense, and offense. It's been really good baseball to watch. And there's another big hit right there.
Back up to you guys.
Ball gets through, the base hit by Schubert. Now 5-0, 12 hits on the board, and things starting to fall apart right here for Doan, the right-handed pitcher.
Got to play the infield in there, so you make contact. There's a good chance you hit it hard enough it'll get through, and now we're going to get a pitching change.
Well, second visit of the inning. Doan may be in one too long, but Anderson trying to hold him as long as they can. We will come back. We'll tell you about the new pitcher coming up in a moment. Transy leads this one 5-0. Well, back here to Kokomo as Anderson will have to go to their bullpen yet one more time, trailing this one 5-0, and Sean has the info on our new pitcher.
Walker Stahl, he is a senior, 8 appearances, 3 games started. 0-1, 17.2 innings pitched. 26 Ks, but also 26 walks. 13.2 strikeouts per 9 innings and an ERA of 10.19.
Well, I'll tell you what, Sean, talk a little bit about what you just saw from Transy. You know, they get guys on base. They've had guys on base every inning, but this time they got some key hits, and especially Youngblood, the hit he had the double really kind of opened things up.
You know, it's death by 1,000 cuts if we're being honest, because you get a single, then you get a single and a wild pitch, and then you get the double, but it was hit high enough where both runs couldn't score. Then you got to play the infield in. Yeah. And normally a ground ball to the shortstop. Now it gets through. Another run scores, but you still got to play the infield in because there's nobody out.
Well, it looks like we will have Walker Stahl, as you mentioned. And now Transy will bring a new hitter in. Excuse me, it's going to be Foreigner. I had him at 11. He's actually wearing number 9. I forgot he has 2 jerseys.
Oh, man, that's back to, like, youth basketball days.
Back in my days, you had a
road.
road.
High school, you had a road number and a home number, yeah.
So Foreigner walked twice, struck out. The pitch is outside for a ball.
I don't know about how they did it in Colorado, but in Illinois, the home numbers were even and the away numbers were odd.
Same, yep. And your road uniforms, of course, were dark, the way they should be.
Exactly, as God intended.
It was, and now some teams are messing it up.
Yeah.
Baseball especially. Basketball really screwed things up.
We won't talk about basketball.
Thank you.
My shoes didn't work.
Yeah, well, the fouls differential is really bad. Here's the pitch in there for a strike.
Oh, come on. Home team shooting 30 more free throws than...
There's nothing fishy about that.
Not at all.
1 ball and 1 strike. Runners at first and third. Hit foul. You don't think...
Ooh, that one missed the facade. That one... I think I parked more.
You're more in the VIP spot, like over here, right?
No,
like me.
Well, Jerry gets the VVIP spot.
Yes, he can practically park in the stadium. Throw to first, not in time.
That's actually kind of funny because when we were riding the bus in Kenya to go to where we were going every day, there was a huge banner on a fence that had VIP section, and they had VVIP section. So it wasn't. And not just important, but very, very important.
Very, very. That ball in the
dirt.
Got
Cassis again.
This young man has taken a beating today. He got 2 right at the very beginning of the ball game, and now he takes another one, and Rene Casas feeling that one as well.
I will say this, though. I won today because I beat Jerry here.
Did you?
I did.
He probably stayed at work, though, late last night, would be my guess.
I think
right?
he was probably working some this morning, too.
Yeah.
I just sat in the Starbucks line.
Did you?
Yeah.
2 balls and 2 strikes is Rene Casas going to be okay, but again, he's taken 4 shots in this game, and all of them hurt. Infield in. Still no out. Swing and a miss by Forner, and he strikes out.
So Forner has either walked or struck out in his 4 plate appearances today.
So he's 50-50.
He is.
Here's Mitchum.
2 of the, 4 true outcomes?
Yep. So now runners at second and third. Mitchum has a couple of base hits. His first look at Stull, and the pitch is outside.
Stull's got some giddy up, but as we saw by his stats, huge strikeout numbers, but also huge walk numbers. It's kind of Nuke LaLoosh territory.
Isn't it? Yeah. High fly ball left field. Renard going back on it. He's at the warning track, makes the catch, and tagging will be Youngblood. He'll score. Schubert to third. Sacrifice fly by Mitchum, but he didn't miss that by much.
He didn't, and he thought he got it because he kind of had a little bit of a strut going out of the batter's box. He thought he got all of it.
Now, you know that would have gone out the first day.
Oh, it would have been in the trees.
So now Taylor steps up, hits this one to right field. Dorton back on it, makes the catch, and the inning is over. But Transylvania adds 3 more on the board. We head to the bottom half of inning number 6. Transy leads it 6-0.
My name is Brittany. A little thing I love about the Egg White Grill is the toasty English muffin. It's toasted perfectly. It's just a little crispy, but not like hard crispy, but just crispy enough that when you bite into it, everything is perfect.
My name is Curtis, and I love the Egg White Grill because the egg itself, it's like soft and fluffy, like a pillow. I wouldn't eat my pillow, but I'd eat the Chick-fil-A breakfast egg white sandwich for sure.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
You sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
We're in Kokomo for the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference Baseball Championships. And, well, Sean, we saw Transy just eventually, the inning by inning, getting people on base, getting some key hits. But I tell you what, that 3-run 6th inning is going to be big, and they've out-hit Anderson 12-2, which if we kind of reverse the statistics, we thought Anderson is the better hitting team, and it's kind of gone the other way in both areas.
It has, but you look to the guy on the mound right now, Moberly, and he's just completely shut down this Anderson lineup with only 2 hits on the afternoon, and that's why Transylvania is the conference's best pitching team.
Well, we head to the bottom of this 6th inning. Here is Justin Reed. Reed is 0 for 2. Couple of home runs to Reed's credit as Moberly set to throw and lines it right back up the middle. Moberly nearly got it, but just not quick enough on the reflexes.
Well, that looks vaguely familiar because Anderson was down yesterday to Rose Home and only had 2 runs through 6, 1 on a home run by Justin Reed, and then got 4 big runs late. So they can score runs late, but they need a bunch of them.
Here is Griffin Wolf. He singled in the 2nd, grounded out in the 4th, and the pitch by Moberly low and outside, 1-0.
Dreer's been great behind the plate today. He's just lucky he hasn't gotten all the dings that Casas has.
Yeah. Well, look at Becker at shortstop. He is literally behind second base.
And center field's playing straight up, but Forner's playing over a little bit. Big gap out there, too.
The stretch by Moberly, and the pitch on the way is low and outside for a ball. Wolf singled in the second, grounded out again in the fourth. He was left stranded at third in that second inning. And the Ravens still trying to get a run on the board. Pitch on the way, got the outside corner for strike one. By the way, Reed only 5 of 7 in the stolen base department this year. Not a very big lead down at first base. Swing and a miss.
Wolf singled in second, but then grounded out. I believe he had ground out to Manning, where Manning made that awesome play.
That one off the glove of Moberly. Going to be a tough play, and that's going to be wide on the throw by Taylor. Reed will advance to third, and that ball, I believe, skipped into the bullpen. So Wolf on down to second base, and the Ravens now have something going here in the 6th inning.
That's a case where you don't want your pitcher to go after the ball, because Becker was going to be able to make a play on it, and then Moberly tips it into that gap that they had right there. Hard to make a play there for Taylor.
Yeah, because the shortstop, third baseman, second baseman, they're all making a move to the ball. And we saw that a couple of times yesterday, didn't we, where the pitcher didn't get it, and it was a good thing.
Yeah, it was. It was. And you've got a guy coming up now in Dorton who's a guy you want at the dish, although today he's walked and had the great play by Manning down at first. But, you know, coming into the game, hitting .455 for the tournament.
So Dorton now with runners at second and third. This is the same scenario we had seen back in the second inning. Other at that time, there was one away, and they got Wolf and Dorton at second and third, and then they came up empty.
Yeah, no outs here. You got to get at least these two. Give yourself some momentum.
After a brief meeting, Moberly set to go to work, and the first pitch in there for a strike to Dorton.
Didn't seem like he had gotten that pitch very often until then.
The pitch on the way, hit foul. And just like that, you're down 0-2.
I was going to say the exact same thing. Yeah. Just like that. You get a good pitch for strike one that you take. You see a decent one in pitch two, you foul it off, and now you got a scuffle. Stay alive.
Reed at third, Wolf at second. Chance here for the Ravens getting on the board. Chopper third base side. Taylor, the throw to first, and boy, tough there. I tell you, that's just tough for Dorton because he wants to get that ball if he can to the right side, get the ball in the air, something, but that's not what you wanted.
Yeah, now this is a big at bat here because you still have one out. You've got a chance for at least for a sac fly if Casas can get it into the air. But right now, if I'm him, I'm looking to let the ball get deep and shoot it into that left center field gap.
Yeah, big hole out there, as you mentioned, with Youngblood shaded toward right field, and the pitch grounded up the middle. Ground there by Becker. Throw to first, and he threw it away. 2 runs are going to score, and a big error by the shortstop, Becker.
He had plenty of time to set himself and make the throw. He just didn't do it.
Wow. Boy, he wasn't even close. That's a huge, huge error by Becker, who's generally pretty sure-handed.
And now you've got Luke Renard with 1 out and a runner in scoring position. So base knock can, I mean, you just give up a 3 spot. You got a shot to get that back and maybe more.
Yeah, think about that. He just makes a good throw, 1 run scores, and you've got a couple of outs. Hit high in the air down the right side. That'll go out of play. You know, I'm always curious when I see a throw like that, how far that's off the mark by Jenner. The shortstop's pretty, reliable.
He was moving to get the baseball, but with Casas running, no disrespect to Casas, he's not a speedster. He had time to plant and throw.
So Renard back in, down in the count of no balls and a strike. The pitch on the way, hit down the left side, and that's going to be a foul ball. And let me tell you what.
That was close.
We're talking inches here, Sean.
Oh, easily. Easily. That was close.
You know, next time I think that if we can, is you're going to get another look at it. We're going to see if we can get Jerry to put cameras down the lines right there on the foul line so we can have a good look at it. That's not too much work for Jerry, is it?
No, or too much money either.
No. No balls, 2 strikes to Renard. Grounded foul. The other solution is
the helicopter view?
Well, that would be great, too. I guess maybe Keith must be leaving.
Oh, yeah, it must be.
You get Keith to go down the line in one inning, half inning, and you go to the other side just so we can get some fair balanced coverage.
Oh, he can run across in no time.
He could. Innings. It'd be easy. Here's the 0-2 pitch, outside for a ball. You know, if he really wanted to take advantage of that, you wear your smartwatch and you get some.
You know
steps
what? Just put a camera on the backside of the third base bag and a backside of the first base bag to shoot towards the fence. There you go.
Not a bad idea. Here's a 1-2 pitch, lined, and that'll be a base hit. Becker can't come up with it. Rounding third is Casas. Here's the throw. It's cut off. Throw to second, and it is in time.
Oh.
Tough play for Renard at second base, getting thrown out there. Boy, that was close.
That was very close.
Hey, fellas.
Yes.
I heard while you were talking about me going to left field or right field. I'm pretty comfortable where I am right now. You know where I'm in right now?
You're probably in front of the food.
I'm in the hospitality room.
Well,
where it is really nice in here.
Of course he's at the hospitality room.
Debbie's picking out the food I can eat for my diet.
Nice.
I'll be back off the air in a few minutes.
I'll give you my greens off my sandwich. You can eat those.
Here's Reedy up the middle, and Mitchum can't come up with it. Base hit for Reedy. It's a 6-3 ball game, and just like that, the dynamic of this game has changed.
4 hits this inning for Anderson, coming in with only 2, and now you're back at the top of the lineup. This is what you want. We've talked about hitting being contagious. Can they keep it going?
By the way, 2 big errors in this inning as well, and here is Connor Gordon. This game can be so humbling at times. You think things are sailing along really smoothly. Next thing you know, you hit a big wave. Pitches outside. Gordon grounded out, struck out, walked.
Reedy 7 for 9 and stolen bases on the season.
The pitch on the way is low for a ball.
2-0, hitters count here. Again, you've got Taylor playing close to the line, yet Decker shading towards the bag. There's a decent-sized hole there.
He doesn't have a big lead. I know Reedy had mentioned his stolen base numbers. I don't think he's going to try anything right here.
No.
It's be a foolish thing to do.
Now with 2 outs.
Moberly set to throw the pitch on the way, missing high and outside.
What's Moberly's pitch count at?
Let me look. I don't have it right on my 97.
He's at 97 pitches.
Wow. Well, that's a small number compared to some we've heard.
Yes.
And that's going to be ball 4.
Ho, ho, ho. This is getting really interesting.
When do you make a change here? How long do you stay with Moberly? Looks like the pitcher that was in the bullpen or is in the bullpen is getting himself ready.
And just like that, tying run at the dish.
And nothing was going Anderson's way. They had some opportunities early, second and third innings. And now they're starting to put it together. That's in the dirt.
Moberly's got to compose himself. Giving up 4 hits this inning, couple of errors, and a walk.
Jones, the number 2 hitter. Runners at first and second. The pitch is inside for a ball.
You do not want to load the bases with the way Smitherman hit the ball last time. He hit one a mile foul.
Yeah. Reedy getting a uncomfortable lead for Moberly down at second base. Moberly trying to get out of a huge jam here in the inning. Breaking pitch, no.
Taken. You're taking at least one, probably two.
Yeah. Chance to load the bases. Moberly with the pitch. In there for a strike. 3 runs.
Do you let him swing away here?
If he gets a good pitch, I do.
Yeah.
And I think he'll get a good pitch.
All right, Coach Troy, let's see what happens.
All right. Moberly comes set. That wasn't a good pitch. Bases loaded for Tyler Smitherman. Smitherman, we mentioned a game he had earlier this year when he went 3 for 6, 4 RBI, a double and a home run, so they know how dangerous he can be.
Troy, the bullpen is being a little active. He's not thrown yet, but he was rushing to the bullpen right after that walk.
See if we can see who that is. It looks like number 12 there for Transylvania, which is Josh Furtado. Swing and a miss. He wanted all 4 right there.
He did. Again, he last at bat, he crushed one foul, so he didn't give himself a good pitch to hit there.
The 0-1, 0-2. Well, I'm sure Tyler getting a little bit anxious. He's wanted to deliver here because this is a really key moment.
Oh, it's huge. Another star moment.
The 0-2 pitch on the way. Line, base hit, left field. Reedy will score. Rounding third is Gordon. He will score, and it's 6-5.
Oh.
Smitherman comes through.
My, oh my.
What a huge hit for Tyler Smitherman.
Just like last night.
By the way, what was a 6-0 lead has evaporated, and now it'll be Justin Reed.
They just won't go away, will they, fellas? They didn't do this the whole entire tournament.
Well, they don't. You think they're asleep, and the next thing they wake up.
Explode. We've batted around.
Pitch is outside, and you tell you what, again, you got to be careful with Justin Reed because we have seen him deliver in this tournament a couple of towering home runs.
Yeah. He's hit a couple of tanks, that's for sure, as we got time from the first base umpire.
Yeah, there's
the first base coach had his arm pad and was yelling at him. Now watch this. He's got a knee pad, a shoulder pad, an arm pad. First base coach is very busy, has too much equipment.
Reed needs to lend some of that to Casas. If he got Casas has a 4-hit day, it's just been on him though.
Yeah. 4 bin hit day.
Yeah.
But none by an opposing pitcher, by his own pitcher.
That's right. So Reed gets the
Looks
elbow
like we got
guard.
2 guys down there in Transy.
There's one right-hander throwing, and this one hit high in the air, and that'll sail out of the ballpark to our left.
Does that look like number 5 or number 6?
By the way, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is only the second time in this tournament we've seen somebody hit around in the order and then continue. So this is number 10 in the inning here for Anderson. Reed back in. Moberly checks the runner. The pitch is outside for a ball. Boy, a charge into this Anderson squad here in the 6th inning. The pitch by Moberly. High and outside for ball 3.
Gabe Dillard in the bullpen for Transy as well, along with Furtado.
Here's a big pitch for Moberly.
Yes, it is.
Called strike. Reed trying to maybe change the umpire's mind by throwing his bat and heading down to first, but it didn't work.
That outside corner on the arm side for Moberly has increased over the game.
It has.
Runners will be off.
Yep. Payoff pitch on the way. Hit well down the line, and it is going to be foul, and he got every bit of that one.
Ho, ho, ho. How close were we? Right there, my goodness.
What a beautiful shot.
Tell you what, Transy holding their breath.
Yes, they are.
Here we go again. Same scenario, the pitch. And it called third strike. And I'll tell you what, Reed is upset, and I believe he may have every right to be.
Looked like it almost hit him.
Well, I thought it did there at first, but he is called out on strikes for out number 3. The rally is over. Oh my!
I didn't get over to the monitor quick enough to see it.
Well, that's going to do it for the Ravens, but they put 5 on the board. They trail at 6-5.
Bertner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment, whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
We're going to hopefully take another look at that last call there. We thought it was so close it was going to hit him. Well, it didn't hit him, that's for sure, and it looked like maybe it was a strike, huh? Sean Kroll, we need your expert testimony here.
I'm
black is a strike.
I'm not a fan of giving him an expanded outside corner than also giving him the inside corner.
Okay.
Because I think it was just a touch inside, and if you've been calling that all day, I'm fine he hasn't been.
Right.
So.
Well, Keith Myers may have a second opinion.
As an umpire, you got to call the plate, and that's what he did. I think he that's a tough call. Fortunately, he made that tough call, because usually we don't make those tough calls.
Well, here's the pitch by Stahl, nearly hitting Dreer. Here's the other thing about that, too, is that, again, when you're 3-2 like that, probably another way to look at it is if it's that close, you got to swing the bat, too.
Well, I think because he was so close to where, because it almost hit him, that's hard to actually make contact on. I think that's his biggest argument. Like, how am I supposed to hit that if it almost hits me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Dreer. It's Dreer, Manning, and Bowers here in the 7th inning. Boy, nearly hit him again. Now you could say, well, if he wasn't crowding the plate so much, he would. I guess we got all kinds of scenarios.
Oh, sure.
The 2-1 pitch. Here's a strike. Well, you know what? That's way baseball. That's why all sports is. I mean, sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't.
That is true.
Break even on the way. It's up high.
That being said, they got a 5 spot. It's a 1-run game.
Yeah. And he nearly made it 8-6 with that.
Oh, yes, he did.
That long ball. Payout pitch. Got him. Boy, Dreer looked at a pretty good pitch right there. He's had a decent game. Here's Manning.
Manning 0 for 3.
What a beautiful day, though.
The sun has come out. We had some overcast there for a while.
Yeah. I ran into rain up on the way up here as that pitch is outside, but Since of course, sunshine follows good people like me, and like in St. Louis. So
it needs it. It's so boring.
Here's the 1-0, high and inside. I took my son to St. Louis to watch the Cardinals one time, and it was the biggest thrill of his life, of course. 2 balls and no strikes. He got a chance as that pitch is low. He covered the World Series when the Cubs went to the World Series.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he was up there for all those games.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
People ask me why I didn't go. I said, the first time, the heart couldn't take it. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
If they go again, I will try and go to a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said it was a blast.
It wouldn't have been. I would have been a mess.
I bet. There's another strike, 3-2 now to Manning. It's amazing how many people they can put in that ballpark, especially media-wise when it's a World Series.
Yes.
Stahl set to throw the pitch on the way. Got him on the outside corner, and Manning thought he had ball 4.
There's like we talked about earlier, that outside corner kind of keeps growing for both sides.
Yeah. I guess the magic for if you're telling your plays, you better swing the bat, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what you got it for, right?
Yeah. That's what it's used for. Here's Bowers. Ground ball right side. Jones will take it on the hop, throw to first in a 1-2-3 inning. Transy down in order here in the 7th. It's the 7th inning stretch. Can Anderson keep the rally going? They trail it by 1.
Craving comfort fresh food made from scratch daily? Check out Aspen Creek Grill. Located across from Hamilton Town Center and beside the Holiday Inn, we offer family farm-raised premium Black Agnes steaks hand-cut daily, creamy pastas, salmon chicken, and fall-off-the-bone ribs. Start with our famous powwow shrimp appetizer, and don't miss our refreshing drinks. Family-friendly or a great night out with friends. Aspen Creek Grill. Aspen Creek Grill, Noblesville. Call 317-559-3300.
He's ahead. You got to listen to the music, Keith.
We're back here in Kokomo. We hope we didn't get back on before Keith finished the Take Me Out to the Ball Game. I couldn't tell what he was singing.
Hopefully nobody's ears are bleeding in the stands. We're just going to make sure it's okay.
Well, I couldn't believe how many people left the stadium, let alone. By the way, you have a new pitcher in the ball game. It'll be Gabe Dillard here for Transylvania.
Gabe Dillard, 2.78 ERA, 0-4 on the season, 9 appearances, 2 games started, 22.2 innings pitched, 20 strikeouts, 15 walks, 259 opponents' batting average.
So how did I do? Am I Take Me Out to the Ball Game, folks?
Well, and some of the
My
fans,
headset was off, so.
Yeah, well, some of the fans were wondering if there was a sick dog up here.
I don't know why they all ran to the bathroom so quickly. I'm not sure.
Kevin just texted me and said if my new album comes out, and it is I Want to Be Me, it's on the Gold album.
I Want to Be Me.
I hear he's got a collab coming up with, Snoop Dogg and Taylor Swift.
Snoop Dogg loves me. Taylor, she's jealous of me, John.
Because she knows you'd sell out the Titan Stadium 4 nights in a row.
It's just
not
shake,
3.
Just shake it off, Sean. Shake it off.
Oh, but I'm bummed.
All right, back to baseball. Anderson down by 1. Cut there by Griffin Wolf. He fouls it off here in the bottom of the 7th.
Softball championship has started on our sister station.
This one lined into center. Youngblood a couple of steps back, 1 away.
A young blood, so you want it, do you need it? Oh, sorry. I was pulling a Keith there.
I know. Here is Trey Dorton. All I know is that when I looked down in the stands, some fans were going, what in the world is that sound? Almost got him.
Keith has a baritone voice. I mean,
He's got a baritone something. Here's the 1-0 pitch. This one lined into left field. Forner went back on it, then comes up to make the catch. 2 quick outs. Here's Rene Casas. Costas, by the way, is going to have all kinds of bruises all over his body by the time this is over.
He'd like to bruise a baseball right now and tie this game up.
He would. But he had that nice bunt in the second inning. They got a good sacrifice down, and he, of course, failed on that last night. We were all talking about how he bunted in the air, and he just walked back to the dugout because he knew he missed it. 2 away, the pitch. That misses low and outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
Did we get a final line for Moberly?
We'll probably find one for you. The 2-0 delivery on the way. Check swing, but he holds back 3-0. Casas taking all the way, and he'll draw a 2-out walk, and that'll bring up Luke Renard. Renard hit by a pitch back in the second, walked in the 5th inning, and then was doubled up in the 6th inning as Dillard set to throw on the pitch in there for a strike. Good breaking pitch, just missing on the outside. Ooh. That looked about the same.
It did. I wonder maybe it was down.
One ball and 1 strike as we play here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Again, the winner advances to the championship game today at 4:30. There's a strike. Boy, that didn't miss by much. They called a balk on it.
Man.
Seen a lot of those.
Wonder if he didn't stop.
Give you those numbers on Moberly here in a moment. The pitch on the way, big cut and a miss, and a big strikeout for Dillard ends any threat for Anderson here in the 7th inning. We head to the 8th. Transy leads at 6-5.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
End of 1, no score. Number 1, Transy versus number 2, Mount St. Joseph.
You know what's interesting about softball, there's no real limitation on the amount of innings a pitcher can pitch because they pitch underhand and everything. So if you have a 1 and 2 that are just dominant, you can go a long way.
You can.
Well, here we have a 6-5 game as we head to inning number 8. It'll be Becker, Youngblood, and Schubert. Anderson able to battle back with a huge 5-run 6th inning to keep it really close and interesting here late.
Final line on Moberly, 6 innings pitched, 7 hits, 5 runs, 2 earned, 6 walks, 3 strikeouts, 1 balk, 1 hit by pitch.
So close the book on Moberly as Stull set to throw. The first pitch is fouled off. Good cut there by Becker. Becker struck out in the first, struck out looking in the 4th, singled and scored in the 6th inning. The stretch by Stull and the pitch. Breaking ball low and inside.
That was a good-looking breaking ball.
By the way, you can follow HCAC baseball with the statistics throughout the entire game. Live stats, check swing, foul. And we'll go to 1 and 2. Becker, the number 9 hitter here for Transy. Transy, 6 runs, 12 hits, a couple of big errors. 5-7-1 now for the Ravens. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch there by Stull.
3 Ks on the day for Becker. That's got to be frustrating, but at least he did single-in score in his last at-bat.
Well, here's Youngblood. He's had a great day. 3 hits, including that big double in the 6th inning. He scored a run. Boy, up until the 7th inning, Transylvania, there's a swing and a miss. They have had base runners in every inning, including, if I'm not mistaken, they've either scored or had, well, the 4th inning they had a runner at first, but they've had runners in scoring position pretty much all day.
They have.
Pitch outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hey, look, the food's being delivered down there.
Where?
Right down there. Anderson, they got food coming. Pitch caught the outside corner, 2-1. You know, I noticed Keith left immediately when he saw that.
Yeah, he did.
So he's going to pretend like he's part of the staff and put on an orange shirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here to Youngblood. The stretch by Stull and the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout again for Stull.
Hey, fellas.
Yes.
I got Lance Marshall, the head coach at Franklin. I told you I'd be here.
Absolutely. I'm glad to see you.
Nice seeing you. Ready for the big game?
Absolutely. Guys are ready to roll. It's been a great tournament. You know, whoever we face is going to be a terrific team, and it's going to be quite a challenge. But I think the guys are ready to lay it out there and see what we have.
What a weather forecast, too. Going to be beautiful today.
We'll take it. It's been beautiful really all weekend. We've been fortunate to get 4 games in both of the first 2 days, because if not, it gets real challenging. But
okay, you talked about Troy and Sean all weekend long. They've done a good job. Go ahead and give them their love.
You guys have done a great job. It's been really fun. We've been fortunate enough to watch some of the broadcasts back as we were waiting to play, and even go back to the hotel at night. So great job, fellas. Keep up the great work. I'm curious, so does anybody have any shrimp up there for these games?
No powwow shrimp, Coach. Sorry.
Aspen Creek Grill, right?
The powwow shrimp from Aspen Creek Grill. If you win, we'll send you one.
Absolutely.
Just one. Back up to you guys.
All right, Transy, as Schubert fouls out, they're down in order in the 8th inning. Bottom of the 8th coming. They trail at 6-5.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
It's very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners, because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid, getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
Well, as we said all weekend, it's crunch time, isn't it?
It is, and we got an update from Transy. Mount St. Joseph on the board first, 1-0.
Uh-oh.
2-out triple, then an error on the second baseman. Gives the Lions the lead.
So here as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning, it'll be Reedy, Gordon, and Jones. Still a 1-run lead here for Transylvania. And the pitch in there for a strike.
Fun fact, Jerry said the host team in softball hasn't won in the past since 2015.
Wow, no kidding.
Yeah.
Hey, fellas.
Yes.
I'm down by the T-shirt sales. Who are you?
We are Gold Medal Awards. We're here to support the conference and sell shirts for them, and hopefully drive some interest.
They got a shirt for me that's triple XL. Sean, you think that would fit?
Well, I think with the weight you've lost, sure it would.
Yeah, I've lost 22 pounds. Talk a little bit about where are you? Where's your business? Where's it located?
We're located in Bunker Hill, Indiana. We have a close relationship with the Jackrabbits here. We run their gift shop for them, so we're here every home game. And when they decided to have the tournament here again, they asked us to come out and support and help them out. So
I could use a Jackrabbits hat.
Well, I will tell you right now, when you said Jackrabbits, both of the announcers said, ooh, gear.
Deep in the hole, Mitchum throws it away, and so Reedy will be safe. And now the ball gets away from the catcher, Dreer, and that'll be a big-time errors. Reedy down at second base.
Want to say goodbye? Thank you so much for your time. Hope you're selling a lot of T-shirts.
Hey, Keith got a hat last year. I didn't. I think I should get a hat this year.
You should. I would demand that if you don't, you protest again.
So I'm going to assume that's a single and an error to allow him to advance to second. Okay. That is the case.
So now the tying run at second base, and that'll bring up the top of the order in Gordon.
As if we didn't have enough good, close games. Let's give him some more.
Why not? I was going to ask you, and I'm going to present you a question here in a moment, is the pitch almost gets away from Dreer, and that puts Gordon down on the turf. All right, you're putting so much into this game, emotionally, physically, to get to that championship game. What does that tell you that you've got to do then for Franklin? Because it's going to be really tough.
Yeah, you just got to find a way to keep that energy rolling and not you don't want to exhale. I know that sounds funny, but you don't want to exhale.
Pitch on the way off the end of the bat, foul. Well, you know what? And if you've been involved in tournaments like that as a player, even a coach, you're just like, you think, whew, but then you, like say, you exhale, and then you're in trouble.
Do it, yeah.
You got to find a way to get back up for that championship, and that's not easy to do.
Yeah, you almost have to take that mentality. Okay, yes, we won this game, but now this next game is essentially extra innings.
Yes. The stretch by Dillard. Tying run at second base. Throw down to the bag, tag late on, not in time, and Reedy, be careful. Don't want to lose that guy, huh?
He was safe, but that was close.
Gordon has walked a couple of times here this afternoon. And now Dillard trying to hold down the Ravens here in the 8th inning. He'll show bunt. Bunt's third base side, charging Taylor. Nobody is there until late. Did he get a foot on the bag? He did. Mitchum late breaking to the bag, and it almost cost him.
Man, oh man, they've had a couple of plays like that on bunts today.
And that was bang, bang, but the sacrifice by Gordon works. He had a perfect bunt. Taylor, he feels the baseball, looks over, there's nobody there, and he knows I better not throw it.
All right, he's like, get over there. Or Jones grounded out, singled, and he's walked twice. And now he flips to the left side.
I love switch hitters.
Oh.
Bunt attempt.
Dadgummit, I don't like that.
Well, like you say, he's been on base 3 times.
And the infield's in.
Yeah, the infield's in. He's your number 2 hitter.
If you bunt, you're giving him a closer chance to get to it.
Well, that infield's not just in. They're in.
Yes.
Swing and a miss. Boy, you're in a big hole now if you're Jones.
Yep. Gonna regroup here.
No balls, 2 strikes. Jones back in. Dillard checks the runner. The pitch on the way. And did he go? No. They appealed immediately.
Again, huge gap in left center field.
Well, this is a situation where you hide the women and children here, right? I mean, it's getting dangerous. The 1-2 hit into center field. Will it get down? Coming on, and unable to make the catch is Youngblood. The throw home not in time. Anderson is rallied to tie the ball game as Jones able to deliver here in the 8th inning.
Wow. What an incredible baseball game. A fantastic effort by Youngblood. Just couldn't quite get there in time. But Reedy was set to tag either way.
Yeah.
So.
Well, here's Smitherman. We know what a big base hit he had back in the 6th inning. And the pitch on the way is in there for a strike.
And last night, late in the game against Rose-Hulman as well.
He has a chance to deliver again right here as Jones with a lead down at first base, catching the attention of Dillard.
Jones 6 of 7 in stolen base attempts on the season.
May we remind you again, it was 6-0. But Anderson has come back to tie it. That one's ripped. Base hit left field. Jones will make the turn and stay there. The inning will continue now. Runners at first and second.
Let's also remind you what happened before that rally for Anderson.
Yeah.
It was the meeting again.
It was. There's something about that.
Something about that coaches meeting, and we may have us another pitching change.
Well, the slow walk, and they'll bring the entire infield in. Well, that's tough the other way. You get that big lead, 6-0, feeling pretty good about it. Hey, look at this. Keith Myers looks much better.
He's got hair.
He does. He has a
jackrabbit. Oh, wait, no, he is a hair. My bad.
There you go. He is a hair. I would only think, if you will walk downstairs with that on and show it off, I'll have more respect for you. But up here, I don't expect that. I don't think they're going to go to the bullpen here.
I don't, because I don't think you want to bring in. Did they have a lefty warming up, or was it two righties?
Well, there's one righty
there.
now.
But if you're Anderson, the exact guy you want at the dish is there right now in Justin Reed.
That's right. Now, Reed got that very difficult called third strike in the 6th inning. He had launched one ball that left the ballpark. If he straightens it out, it would have been his 3rd home run of the tournament, and then unfortunately comes back, had that pitch inside, and he was caught looking for the 3rd out of the 6th inning.
And let's not forget, even with the uniforms, this is the bottom of the 8th inning.
Yeah, Anderson is the home team here. The officials are converging. Now here's where we want that microphone hooked up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it didn't last long.
It did not.
So here we go. Justin Reed lined out in the 2nd, flew out in the 3rd, singled and scored in the 6th inning, caught looking also in that 6th inning when Anderson went around in the order. Big opportunity here for the senior from Martinsville. The stretch, the pitch, ground ball foul. I got to give Coach credit down the 3rd base. Just even put your hand out on that one. No balls and a strike. Reed back in. Dillard trying to survive here in the 8th. The pitch on the way, low and outside for a ball.
You got ahead in the count. You want to continue to find a way to throw strikes without giving up damage here. Stay ahead of Justin Reed if you're the pitcher.
Still just one pitcher in the bullpen right now for Transylvania. Dillard's pitch on the way. Strike number 2.
Reed thought about offering to it, but didn't think he'd catch up. And look at how deep Forner is playing in left field, as well as Youngblood in center.
Well, to keep everything in front of them if they can. Runners at 1st and 2nd. Here's the pitch on the way. And got him again. Now, wait a minute. Reed said it hit him on the arm. Now, did the official or did the umpire say, yes, it did?
The umpire said he put his arm out there.
Okay, so Reed strikes out for the 2nd time. Though Reed said it hit him on the arm, and now Transy's going to go to the bullpen. What a bizarre 2 at-bats there for Justin Reed. So he said it did hit him, but he extended his elbow out. So let me ask you then. What's the difference then if I don't move at all? I thought you had to make some effort to get out of the way of the baseball.
Well, there's a difference between not moving and making effort to get hit.
Okay.
And that's what Justin Reed did there, is he turned but put his elbow out in order to get hit.
Okay, I got that
because
part.
he stands so close to the plate.
Well, we can forget about it for now, okay?
Yeah.
Because here is Griffin Wolf.
He's got a couple of knocks.
Furtado, as you gave the numbers moments ago, put in a difficult situation here, and the first pitch is outside for a ball.
The thing I don't like about the last 2 bats by Justin Reed is you're the best hitter in this tournament.
Yeah.
What are you doing taking pitches? Swing.
Yeah, exactly.
No offense, but
the stretch by Furtado, and he'll turn and look the runner back at second. Ravens have a chance to take the lead right here and then get to the 9th, and boy, what a great comeback it would be. That'd be a fantastic story.
Now it's 12 hits to 10 for Transy.
Swing and a miss.
That had some giddy up on it.
It did. Now, if you approach this as a hitter, you're just, let's make contact here. We don't need a home run.
Especially as you look at the shortstop, third base hole.
And if you're Furtado, get out of this and get to the next inning. Blown outside, ball 2.
And with the heater he's got, if you're Griffin Wolf, just make contact, shoot it that way. There's nothing wrong with that.
I know you like hitters that do that.
Oh,
I mean,
100%.
It really is just huge. Runner takes off, pitch outside, throw down, and not in time. What a gutsy play there by Charlie Jones. 3 balls and a strike also to Wolf.
So now there's a lot more pressure on Dreer with the breaking balls to keep him in front of you so Jones doesn't score.
So now the go-ahead run with Jones down at third, his second stolen base of this ball game. Here's your 3-1 pitch on the way, and another big cut there by Wolf, and now we have a full count.
I think he was swinging no matter what on that one.
Yeah. He just needs to put this ball in play somehow. Smitherman at first, Jones at third.
Here we go.
The pitch on the way, fouled off. Good cut. Am I thinking fastball here, or are we thinking breaking pitch?
He hasn't caught up to the heater yet.
Well, let's see if Furtado will give him another fastball. Fans waiting in anticipation for this pitch. Here it comes. Got him. Anderson will leave the go-ahead run at third base, but they pick up a run and tie this one after 8. We'll head to the 9th. We're tied at 6.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
You know, a good AC/DC song will get this stadium a-rocking, won't it?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm rocking right now.
I know you are.
Trying not to go to sleep.
When I requested it, I noticed how you were excited about it. Forner, Mitchum, Taylor all due up here in the top of the 9th.
I was going to request Harry Styles just to make the hair on the back of your neck stand up, but you don't have any, so I didn't worry about it.
I was going to say, go for it, I say. Well, I tell you what the last couple of innings we've had here.
My goodness.
All right, now I got a scenario for you here.
Uh-oh.
Still ready to throw, and the first pitch grounded foul. Now, if you're one of these two teams, the last thing you want is extra innings.
The one thing Franklin definitely wants is extra innings.
Yeah, they want to wear these two out.
Yeah, especially their bullpens.
Breaking pitch in there for a strike.
Because you've got two people in the Anderson bullpen. You did have some in the Transy bullpen. But you want them to waste as many bullets as possible.
Hit foul. All right, here's another one. You look back, the rally in the 6th, and then you come back, you get a runner in scoring position in the 7th for Anderson. You get the go-ahead run in the 8th. We talk about missed opportunities.
Yes.
0-2 pitch way outside. Costas earning his paycheck today.
But they did manage to get the tying run home, which is what they wanted there in the 8th.
Pitch misses outside, 2-2. If Keith talks to anybody the rest of the day, you got to talk to Costas.
Oh,
I mean, I just feel bad for that young man. Because he didn't just get hit.
Give him some Epsom salt or something.
He got hit hard. Foul tip, held on. Casas will hold on to it for the strikeout. There's one away.
That's 3 strikeouts and 2 walks for Forner.
Well, it's either all or nothing, I guess, right?
Well, last time Mitchum hit one that was a sacrifice fly that he thought he got all of to left field.
He did. So Mitchum, this one hit into left field and caught easily. 1 pitch, 1 out for Mitchum, and just like that, 2 quick outs. Here's Taylor. Things have heated up a little bit today. It is warm, and as you know, down on the turf, it can be even warmer. So I'll tell you what, Franklin's here waiting. They're in the cool breeze here.
They are.
They're thinking, all right, go 12, 13 innings. Pitching
but not too many when we're playing too late at night.
Yes, we don't want that. 2 straight nights of partying for you, and I saw you come in this morning. You didn't look too good. So.
A little coffee will do you some good. Do we have another walk-off in store like we got yesterday?
Yeah. I think that hit the bat, didn't it?
I think, he called it foul.
0-2 to Taylor.
Maybe it was Thursday night we had the walk-off. Yeah, Franklin walked off Manchester.
Yeah. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It's high.
That was game number 2 on Thursday. The night game.
Yeah.
It was the late game on Thursday.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. High chopper infield. Reed charging and throwing and scooped up by Smitherman. Another defensive gem in this tournament. Transy, nothing on the board. We head to the bottom of the 9th. Anderson has a chance to advance.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At one point in my life, alcohol ruled supreme. It was not impossible for me to wake up just as drunk as before I went to sleep, and I use the term go to sleep loosely. I think on most nights it wasn't falling asleep, it was just passing out. There was no way I was getting out of it with my own willpower, so I decided to give Wheeler a try. And since my graduation from Wheeler's program, alcohol has not had any kind of hold on me whatsoever.
Came in hitting .455.
Dreer setting up on the outside portion of the plate, and the first pitch is low for a ball.
Today he has walked, hit a rocket down to first base that Manning made a great play on, grounded out and flied out.
Grounded up the middle. This could be tough. Becker charging behind the bag. The throw not in time. The dive there by Dorton, and he is in.
I never liked the dive, but it got him there.
He was going to do whatever it took.
Yeah, we know what Cassis is doing right now.
Well, you know what? We've seen him lay one down, but we've also seen him bunt one up in the air.
That is true. That is true.
How'd you like to be Cassis right now? Think, oh, man.
He sacrificed in the second, grounded out in the fourth, reached on an air and walked.
Taylor will be charging, and the throw to first. Tag laid on, not in time to get Dorton. And here's again, you don't want to make a huge base running error.
This is one where you want to bunt it to the first baseman. Because he's holding the runner, he's got a longer way to go to come get the baseball, which allows the runner to get to second.
The stretch by Furtado. Here's the pitch. He does bunt at first base side, but bunts it foul. Well, good effort.
Good job, good effort. It's hard to believe, for as long as this game went, that Anderson has a chance to win it right here.
I know. Franklin is waiting their turn. Furtado checks the runner at first. Pitch in there for a strike, and now Casas behind it 0-2, and I'm assuming you take it off now, right?
No, I wouldn't.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Can he lay down the bunt, get the winning run to second base? A lot of pressure here on Casas.
I mean, you look back after the top of the sixth, Transy scored 3 runs to make it 6-0.
Yeah.
And you thought, wow, this is
over.
And then 5 runs, bang, bang, bang by Anderson, and here we are, bottom 9.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. He was not looking bunt right there.
And give credit to Stull, too, because Stull came in and stymied that Transy offense, which allowed Anderson to come back to tie this baseball game.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Casas. Gordon draws the throw once again, though he's got a very short lead. He's got to make sure, too. I mean, it's not only important for Casas, but he's got to make sure that bunt gets down. And if it doesn't, he's got to get to second base. Oh, my. Struck him out.
That one had some hair on it for sure.
Oh, boy. Here is Renard.
When you think about it, too, since the top of the sixth, Anderson has out-hit Transy 9-2. Wow. Because it was 10-2 at that point. I mean, it's amazing how quick it can flip.
Yeah. And we've seen it flip a lot
in this
tournament. So here's Renard. He shows bunt. Pulls back, pitches inside.
Bunting, I don't know.
But he still wants to get it to the first base side.
Well, no, I mean, bunting, because you give up that out, now there's 2 outs.
Yeah, and then and you got Reedy next.
Right.
So.
Reedy has singled the last 2 times.
Furtado fields and throws, so they do get the runner to second on the sacrifice.
And here you go, Graham Reedy.
Well, and I guess the advantage here is, Sean, you got a left-handed hitter, you got a right-handed pitcher.
You do. And if for some reason he walks, you're going to get a defensive replacement here.
That is number 44 there for Transylvania going into left
Riley
field.
Hill, he's a freshman. I wonder if it's because of the arm he has taking over for Forner.
So Hill takes over again in left field. And Graham Reedy grounded out, flew out, singled and scored in the 6th, singled and scored in the 8th inning. In fact, that was the tying run. That is Dorton down at second base. Becker coming up behind him. Going to try to bluff him back to the bag, keeping him as close as possible. Pitches outside for a ball.
Is high enough drama for you?
Makes it a lot interesting.
It
a
does.
lot more
It
interesting.
does. Look how deep Manning and Mitchum are playing.
They want to have a chance to make a throw at home if gets a base hit here. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Popped him up with foul.
And there it is.
Rooftop.
Breaking ball there on pitch number 2.
Yeah. Are you going to come back? I know you mentioned Furtado is a good fastball. You want to come back again with another one?
I would.
Throw to second, not in time. Get an update on softball. We'll try to pass that along, and they've had an excellent tournament down at Transylvania University.
Bottom of third, 2 outs. Mount St. Joseph is up 2-0, but Transylvania has runners on first and third.
All right. 1 ball, 1 strike here. Here's the pitch on the way. It's up high, 2-1.
And 2, even though there was the bunt, if Reedy manages to walk, you've got the top of the order in Gordon.
Very true. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 away. Gordon with the lead at second base. Here's the pitch on the way. Missed outside, 3-1.
All right. If you're Reedy, what's your mindset here?
I'm thinking fastball.
Mm-hmm.
And then really still nothing hurt if he's walked, but I'm thinking fastball here.
I would prefer something out over the plate as inside because of that huge gap between short and third.
Okay. Let's see what happens.
If it's inside, I'm laying off. If it's outside, I'm going that way.
All right. Reedy could be the hero right here. Furtado checks the runner. The pitch on the way. Foul tip held on. Reedy had a good cut. It looked like he wasn't. He tried to pull that ball, didn't he?
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to do a little bit too much. Like really rocket one out there. All he needs one through the hole. Now we got a full count.
Big moment right here with 2 away. The pitch, chop left side, and it'll go foul. Reedy was going to go to first base no matter what, and I don't blame him.
Yes. Notice how Furtado walked down the line until he came even with Reedy and then took a left.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. I wonder if he said anything to him.
It would be interesting.
Yes, it would.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The winning run at second base. Furtado comes set. And the pitch on the way. Boy, big cut by Reedy again. He just missed it.
Man, 2 strikes. Shorten your stroke.
I like the little choke up, though. I mean, we've
talked
about that before. I do, too. You don't need a big power swing here. You just need a swing that'll get you a base hit.
You'll take a flare, a duck snort, anything.
Anything. 3 balls, 2 strikes once again. Furtado with the pitch. Down the line, backhanded by Taylor. His throw to first is in time, and what a play by Taylor.
Wow.
That will do it. We will have our first extra inning ball game of this tournament. The winner advances to the championship. We're tied at 6.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Back here in Kokomo, we will have our first extra inning game of this tournament, which is, I think, sometimes a little bit unusual because you've had some close games. And well, I tell you what, again, both teams have had some opportunities, and Anderson especially here in the last couple of innings, unable to get runners across the plate. So, as we said, the scenario is working out well for Franklin. They're resting. They're ready to go. These teams are battling it out. Who knows how long this could go.
That is the truth. And in Lexington, top of 4, Mount St. Joseph still leads Transy 2-0.
Here's Dreer. Hits it foul. Oh, man, that was you, too.
Yeah, I just didn't get up above the net high enough.
Dreer has singled twice. The pitch on the way, hit foul, and he ripped that one the other way.
Into the Anderson bullpen.
He's now down, no balls, 2 strikes, just like that. So some free baseball here in our matchup. Fastball, Dreer strikes out. That's meat on that one, too. Here's Manning.
6 strikeouts for Stoll now.
Well,
I think. I'm trying to remember what inning he came in.
Came in the 6th inning.
Was it the 6th?
Yeah, got the strikeout of Forner. That pitch missing.
Then he has 7.
So 7 strikeouts. Manning jumping ahead in the count, 1-0. Well, that didn't miss by much. 2 balls, no strikes now to Manning. Manning still looking for his first hit of the afternoon. The pitch on the way, check swing, but it was a strike.
Manning still looking for his first hit of the tournament.
That's a long dry spell right there.
Yes, it is.
Fastball fouled away. We'll go to 2-2. Do we get paid extra for extra inning games? No. No? Okay. So we're working for free from this game this time on. 2-2 pitch, hit down the line, fair ball. Smitherman will field and step on the base. 2 away. That's right. Dollars per inning are sliding down quickly.
Bowers, he singled and scored in that 6th.
By the way, 14 retired in a row now for Anderson pitching. Swing there by Bowers. That's impressive.
Yeah, that is.
Bowers has a base hit to his credit. Pitch way outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Looking ahead to the bottom of the 10th. 1, 2, and 3. Gordon, Jones, and Smitherman for the Ravens.
What a cut there.
Man, that's just got some serious cheese.
Yeah, he's throwing.
They're having a hard time catching up to it. Both these guys are, Dillard and Stoll.
Stoll comes set, 2 away. Here's the pitch. Missed inside. It isn't often you see 14 in a row retired.
No, not at the college level.
No. Stoll working quickly, gets the sign from Casas. Here's the break-even pitch. Hit into right field. Dorton charging and makes the catch on the run. Another 1-2-3 inning as Transy can't get their offense going. We head to the bottom of the 10th, tied at 6.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Back here in Kokomo, we will head to the bottom of the 10th inning. You alluded to it a little bit ago, Sean. You have the top of the order. Here's your chance. You got Gordon, Jones, Smitherman. They've been effective at the top of the order, especially from about 5th inning on. But you got to get a guy on and get him in scoring position.
Something else. This is the 4th inning of work for Transy's closer.
Yeah, that's long.
How much does he have left in the tank? Should they somehow, because he's got to go another inning if they don't score here, if Transy's going to win.
Yeah.
How many pitches does he have, if any, left for Franklin?
I'm glad I'm not making that decision.
Yeah.
Game started at what time today? At 1:02. And so, yeah, longest game so far this tourney right now.
But it's extra innings, so you would expect that, right?
Yeah. But the thing is, again, we talked about it a little bit ago, how much gas do you have left?
Yes.
All the games you played, you've been here for 3 days. I mean, you don't sleep in your own bed. You're,
Nope.
you know you're staying up late, getting up early. Now you got to find the energy as Connor Gordon. I think it's just impressive. Maybe the most impressive thing is just how Anderson pitching has shut down Transylvania that many times in a row. Swing and a miss.
Nice off-speed pitch.
By the way, our score sheets do go to 15 innings, so we've got still room. Gordon has walked twice, takes that one for a strike.
Breaking ball.
Well, the other thing is you got to think about, I mean, you mentioned a little bit ago, again, you throw everything out here. But if you throw everything out here now, as that pitch is low, again, what do you have left?
Yep.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Furtado comes set. Here's the pitch. Popped him up. Manning, Dreer, and they run out of real estate. So we'll stay at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, you talk about a chess match now. I mean, you're trying to place every piece perfectly, and the other team making whatever moves they make. It just, who's going to make the right move at the right time?
Intensity just increases with each pitch.
This is low.
And again, it's another thing we've discussed numerous times. Who is going to either make the big play or who's going to make the big mistake?
Did he go? Yes. So they say Gordon went around on the check swing, and there's one away. Here's Charlie Jones. I didn't think he went around.
I didn't think he did either.
Jones has a couple of base hits. Furtado, pitch outside. This time the outfield straight away for the left-handed hitting Charlie Jones. Breaking ball falls in for a strike. The 1-1 pitch, 1-2.
He's gone a lot to his breaking ball this inning.
He has. Must be feeling pretty good about it here this afternoon as he jumps in front 1-2. Jones back in. Furtado's pitch on the way, missed high and outside. I would be curious to know what's the longest Furtado has thrown in a game this year. Here's the break-even pitch on the way, low and inside, 3-2. So Jones perhaps one pitch away from getting the winning run on base here in the 10th inning. Smitherman on deck. He's hit well today. Rip, base hit, right field.
Do you bunt or do you steal?
Boy, the last time they were in this situation, they bunted, right? And then it ended up with 2 outs.
No, he stole because then Smitherman singled.
Okay. But then they have a situation earlier where where you kind of looked at your face and you're like, why are they doing that? But because then you have 2 outs. But I don't know. Charlie Jones, not a real big stolen base threat. Furtado set to throw, bounces that one in front of Dreer.
He's 6 of 7 on the year stolen bases. Well, actually, he is now.
He has 2 today, right?
Yeah, he's 8 of 9.
Oh my, that looked like Manning got twisted around and went down. Looks like he's going to be okay. I think he might have gotten a little tied up there with Charlie Jones getting back to the base. Well, I'll tell you what, the way that Smitherman can hurt you, Jones, you stay right there and let him go to work. Fastball, strike. Smitherman with 2 hits over his last 2 at-bats, had a huge hit back in the 6th inning. Throw to first, gets away from Manning, and now the runner takes off.
What?
The throw down to second, and we've got some confusion right here.
He was pointing at the runner. He's saying interference.
Yeah, on Manning, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Because he couldn't get up because Manning had landed on him, so he gets second base.
Well, we're going to get an explanation nonetheless as the coach coming out from Transylvania. Well, when you saw the base runner Jones try to get up, Manning is kind of laying on top of him. He couldn't get up, and then when he did, he hesitated, and then we had all kinds of confusion.
When the first base umpire points at, that's what that means, is like, that's defensive interference.
Yep. But just to make sure, again, the Transy coach coming out to get that explanation right there. So now you have the winning run down at second base in Charlie Jones. Now the next question would be, as you've alluded to, do you want to bunt him over to third with 2 outs? You want him to hit? Okay.
I want him to hit.
All right. Well, at this stage, really, you could discuss this until you're blue in the face, but it isn't going to do you any good.
Yeah, you're just letting your pitcher get cold.
I know that Manning is saying something to the official as well, the first base umpire, but it just happened. I mean, again, you end up laying on top of the base runner. It doesn't work that way. Otherwise, we'd see a lot of guys getting pinned on the bases, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Smitherman ready to hit. Good cut, but fouls it away. So now Anderson had the winning run on base in the 9th inning and couldn't score. They've had a base runner in the 8th inning at third base. They've left a lot of runners at third base here this afternoon, and they're battled back to tie it at 6. Furtado checks the runner. Here's the pitch on the way. Hit foul again. Another good cut by Smitherman. The winning run is Jones at second. Each team now with 12. That was not even close.
I know, yeah. It was 10-2 at one point.
Furtado once again set to throw. Here's the pitch on the way. Breaking ball popped him up. Dreer giving it a long look, and look out right behind that lady.
You gotta look where it's at. You can't just duck. Goodness, almost got her.
I would have hit her straight in the head or on the back right there.
Jeepers. If you're in the stands and a foul ball is coming your way, don't duck and look to see where it's at, because it might hit you.
Yeah, you got to get out of the way. If you get hit, do you get to keep the ball, or do you?
You're keeping something.
A really
it's a
big
souvenir.
bruise. Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Hit foul again. What a bat here for Smitherman. Well, one thing for sure, if you get hit in the right place, you end up with stitches there. I mean, as far from the stitches of the ball.
Baseball, yeah.
Leave a nice mark. Still just 1 away here in the bottom of the 10th inning. Smitherman trying to get Anderson into the final at 4:30 or a little bit later. Here's the pitch. Line to the right side, base hit. Rounding third. Here's Jones. The throw from Schubert is in time. No!
Oh, he's called it safe!
Dreer missing the tag at home plate. Anderson advancing from down 6 runs to get the win.
Oh, I'd like to see that replay. And Coach Getzy is beside himself. Dreer hasn't moved.
Wow.
Here we go.
Well, Dreer throwing a baseball, throwing his catcher's mitt. We're going to get another look at it. Well, you can see that in slow motion. It's
yes,
close.
I would. Because the umpire's kind of in the way of our view on that one.
So Transy.
He pulled. Look, if we can get that one in slow motion, Jerry, I think he pulls his left arm back as he goes to tag him. No, he tags him in the belt.
But the hand was already there, right?
Yeah, he tags him right like on the hip. He didn't get him in the hands.
Yeah, he got the hand in.
That's a great call.
Yep.
That is a great call.
Got the hand in. So how about that? Anderson down 6-0. They rally to win thanks to the Tyler Smitherman base hit. And Anderson advances to the championship game where they will take on number 1 Franklin. What a game and what a finish.
Wow. We need a break to reset for the championship game.
Boy,
my goodness. So does Anderson.
Yeah. Well, they don't have a whole lot of time now, so they got to get ready to take on Franklin in the championship game. But give the home plate umpire a lot of credit because he made the right call. Is that tag was on the hip, the hand got underneath the tag and slid right across the base, and the Ravens.
What a fantastic job by Jerry and the cameraman to get that shot for us. Outstanding.
No doubt about it. That was the best shot of the entire tournament right there. So, Anderson now 26-18. What will they have left for the championship will be the big story, but what a nice Cinderella story here.
It is. And then, whew, we need to come back. You can't miss it, folks.
All right. Thanks for being with us for this elimination game. It'll be Anderson, Franklin in the championship of the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference.